What's up guys, this is your favorite fanfic YouTuber, the Fanfic Majesty, and welcome to another amazing video. You can follow me on Patreon for exclusive stories.
6RJ. Chapter 126. Holy Land Mary Geois. In a luxurious room, 5 elders and others gathered together, and they were discussing future plans. There have been a lot of recent events, topping the preparations for the war, and contacting the two Sea Emperors Charlotte Linlin and Kaido to jointly deal with Ye Chen. These things are related to the future major events of the world government, and there can be no changes. In order to prepare these things, they made a lot of plans, and the design was very rigorous, with almost no omissions. Just after they are discussing, when they are ready to implement. A phone worm on the desktop rang. This is Sengoku contacting us, maybe something happened to Marine. Tachi 5 elders pushed his glasses and whispered. He used a special phone bug to contact Sengoku, so he could see it clearly at a glance. In fact, there are a lot of phone bugs on the desktop. These phone bugs are all special. Some are dedicated to contacting celestial dragons, some are contacting CP0, and there are some top-notch eyeliners outside. Why are there so many things about Marine recently? How many times have you contacted us? We are looking for everything. Wouldn't they choose some small things for themselves? The blonde 5 elders snorted dissatisfiedly. Sengoku has contacted them too many times recently, far beyond the number of times in the previous 10 years. In the past, they contacted Sengoku, and Sengoku contacted them very rarely. Basically not very active. Maybe something has happened, it may be related to Whitebeard, or it may be related to Ye Chen. It is estimated that these things make Sengoku unable to grasp the idea. Tachi 5 elders said lightly, and then directly connected to the phone worm. Almost instantly, the phone worm on the desktop turned into an old appearance, with round frame glasses and a hat on his head, with a serious look and a certain aura. It's a bit similar to what Sengoku looks like. What happened to Sengoku? Is there any change recently? Tachi 5 elders asked. Sengoku's voice came from the phone worm, heavy, and whispered. Master 5 elders, there have been some changes recently. According to the information we have received, Ye Chen brought a seeds and Doflamingo to the Chambord Islands and is landing on the Chambord Islands. When the time comes, tell us to let celestial dragons leave the Chambord Islands, otherwise if celestial dragons meets him, we don't know whether we will live or die. Read more at hotmtlnovel.zi. The words came out. 5 elders' face turned dark. This is a naked threat. Moreover, the world government has existed for so many years, it is the first time anyone dared to threaten them like this. The blonde 5 elders angrily said. This guy is really presumptuous, and Chambord is not his territory. Why should celestial dragons leave and dare to do something with celestial dragons? Is he really not afraid of us doing it? Or is we too? I haven't done it for a long time, so that this guy has lost his sense of awe. Ye Chen's remarks are to make celestial dragons leave the Chambord Islands. The ugly point is that celestial dragons rolled out of the Chambord Islands and couldn't enter. If this is in New World, they felt nothing. After all, the place was chaotic, and it was normal for celestial dragons not to set foot. But the Chambord Islands is the territory of the world government, and it is also called the back garden of celestial dragons. This is almost equivalent to an outsider coming in and directly letting the owner get out. This was something that the blonde 5 elders couldn't bear. When has the world government been so angry? Hasn't this been their privilege all the time? Notify celestial dragons to leave. Kaido 5 elders rubbed his temples with a headache, and said in a low voice, this is a troubled autumn. We have to prepare to deal with the Whitebeard pirates. It's not suitable to bother with Ye Chen. Single quote. If we do it now, there will be more changes in dealing with Whitebeard later, and we may not be able to keep Ye Chen here. This guy is not weak, not as simple as we thought. What's more, he just can jump right now, and when Whitebeard's business is done, we are taking care of this guy. Now they are dealing with Whitebeard, and they don't want some changes during this period, but also because he has no 100% guarantee to deal with Ye Chen. Not even 50. Although he knows that not all the cadres of the Black Crow Pirates are in the Chambord Islands, who can guarantee that these people are really no longer. Moreover, Ye Chen's move caused 5 elders to question Tatu. With Ye Chen's thinking, it was impossible to do such a thing to death. If everyone in the Black Crow Pirates is not in the Chambord Islands, bringing Doflamingo and Aceeds to appear will undoubtedly be sent to death. The Chambord Islands are too close to the Holy Land and the Marine headquarters, and it takes only over an hour for the top combat power to support the past. He worried that Ye Chen said these words for other purposes. Or just to attract them to take action. Therefore, Kaido 5 elders intends to ignore Ye Chen for the time being, and will slowly liquidate it later. It's just that the blonde 5 elders is not happy anymore. Ye Chen is all on his nose. They are indifferent. Where is the face of the world government? The blonde 5 elders stared at Tachi 5 elders dissatisfiedly. You really intend to evacuate celestial dragons now? If these words are said, celestial dragons must be dissatisfied with us, and now Ye Chen appears in Chambord, it's us. Dealing with his good opportunity, is it possible that you intend to give up? You are 100% sure that you can get rid of Ye Chen and them. Hear the words. The blonde 5 elders was speechless. He is really not sure about this. After all, Ye Chen's strength lies there. Taito 5 elders squinted at the blonde 5 elders, and said faintly, "We are now playing against Ye Chen, and the odds of winning are not great, but Dino's is to deal with Whitebeard. As long as we unite Kaido and Charlotte Linlin, then there is 90%, or even 100% certainty." Single quote. Since we have such a certainty, why take the risk? Ye Chen is now arrogant and let it be arrogant. This is just the last afterglow. As for the celestial dragons, there is no need to bother. They are not happy with us anymore. Upon hearing this, the blonde 5 elders didn't say much. He gradually calmed down. In some ways, the practice of Taito 5 elders is indeed the best, and it is also the most beneficial to them. As for Sengoku's silence, 5 elders argued, it was not his turn to interrupt. It's just sweet. Taito 5 elders is indeed what he wants to see most. Now Marine is facing the Whitebeard pirates, and he doesn't want anything to happen until the war on the top starts. Chapter 127. But if celestial dragons are told to leave directly, they may not obey our orders. The white-haired 5 elders who had been silent all the time suddenly spoke. Curly-haired 5 elders heard the words, slowly closed the code they had been watching, and said, "It's all so simple. Just tell them that Ye Chen has appeared in the Chambord Islands. Marine has sent a strong man to deal with Ye Chen. It's best to leave the Chambord Islands as soon as possible if the battle is involved. With the greedy and fearful character of those guys, I think they will desperately escape from the Chambord Islands." After a pause, 5 elders with curly hair continued. In addition, this approach has another advantage, that is, like the world's announcement, world government and Marine are not afraid of Ye Chen. 5 elders heard the words, nodded, and said, "Yes, that's it. As for who to deal with Ye Chen, Sengoku, it's up to you to decide. I think that kid Kizaru is very suitable, he is a sparkling fruit-capable person, he can run away if he can't beat him." The blonde 5 elders couldn't help but interject. Ahem, this is not so good. Besides, I have sent Kizaru on the mission to frighten the supernova. He is really lacking in skills. Sengoku spoke quickly. Nonsense, for Ye Chen's terrifying strength, he knows much better than the pampered 5 elders. Kizaru is definitely not Ye Chen's opponent. He didn't want to cause Marine to lose a member of Admiral for no reason just because he provoked Ye Chen. Why, are you dissatisfied with this? Sengoku's words clearly made the blonde 5 elders very unhappy. No, I just think that the war on the top is about to start. If Kizaru, one of the 3 Marine Admiral, encounters an accident at this time, it will definitely bring a lot of unnecessary trouble to the war on top. Sengoku explained quickly. Since we dealt with Ye Chen this time just to behave as a way to warn outsiders, we are not afraid of Ye Chen. Then I have a better candidate, that is. Chambord Islands. After some searching, Ye Chen and his party finally found Luo in an auction house. It's Ye Chen. Go. My god, how come Ye Chen-sama came to Chambord? Isn't it afraid that the world government and Marine will join forces to deal with him? As soon as Ye Chen and his party entered the auction house, they immediately scared away many fierce and arrogant pirates inside. The remaining people looked at Ye Chen and others with fear. Especially the bodyguards of the auction house, trembling with fear and sweating coldly, vowed that if he escaped today, he would never be a bodyguard in such a dangerous place in the future. In this regard, Ye Chen naturally didn't even look straight. In the entire auction house, almost everyone looked at Ye Chen with fear, with one exception. That's right, that person is Luo wearing a Madara point suit. Read more at hotmtlnovel.zi. At this moment, Luo's eyes were burning with a raging fire, which was the fire of anger. Of course, this anger is not directed at Ye Chen, but at Doflamingo behind him. Fofufufu, Luo, long time no see, don't come here unharmed. Doflamingo smiled arrogantly while taking a horoscope like a ruffian. Damn it, Doflamingo. Luo's right hand has been placed on the saber around his waist, and hatred has filled his heart. Although he knows that he is definitely not Doflamingo's opponent at this time, as long as the opponent dares to offend him, he will definitely do it without saying anything. Behind Luo, the members of the Pirates of the Red Hearts group also looked nervously at Doflamingo, saying that they were inconsistent and wanted to fight in the auction room. Don't be so nervous, Luo. Doflamingo continued to provoke Luo. However, it was stopped by Ye Chen. Right, I don't need to introduce myself to who I am. I have only one purpose here, and that is to be my subordinate. Ye Chen Haki said. What? When the members of the Red Heart Pirates heard this, they were almost not frightened. Please, although their captain is a rookie, he is the captain of their Red Heart Pirates anyway. If you agree to be someone else's subordinate so easily, wouldn't you have to laugh off the big teeth of all the pirates? But, thinking of Ye Chen's distinguished status and historical style, the members of the Red Heart Pirates group couldn't help swallowing their saliva. They are really afraid that their captain will be ruthlessly obliterated by Ye Chen for not agreeing to join the Black Crow and Black Thieves. You are wishful thinking. Sure enough, Luo, who was very spineless, directly refused. It's over, our Red Heart Pirates will be destroyed. When the members of the Red Heart Pirates heard this, almost all of them had such an idea in their hearts. However, haha, have a backbone. Unexpectedly, when Ye Chen heard this, he appreciated Luo even more. I just don't know if your strength is as strong as your backbone. Big. Ye Chen's words meant that everyone could hear that he was going to shoot Luo. However, when he talked about the back, his tone was a bit wrong. It seems that some fleas will really pick time. Ye Chen sighed. Originally wanted to try Luo's potential, but at present, it seems that there is no way. Quote. When Doflamingo and Acids heard this, they were a little confused at first, but soon understood. It seems that some troublemaker is here. In this regard, they admire Ye Chen even more, but they didn't notice the slightest movement. Captain, let me deal with them. The ice witch Acids held the saber on her waist, her belligerent heart was already hungry and thirsty. No need to. Ye Chen refused, because he felt that among the people who came to trouble him this time, there was a very interesting guy. It just so happens that he also wants to take a shot, try that guy's strength. The secret weapon of the world government. Don't let Lousy down. Chapter 128. Time flies. 1 minute passed, and when Luo and the members of the Red Heart Pirates had already suspected what medicine Ye Chen was selling in the gourd, there was finally movement outside. Sir, this is the auction room. Very well. Let the order go on. Immediately clear the market, organize the staff of the auction house to evacuate in an orderly manner, and leave all the pirates behind, and then we will storm in again. A marine soldier and a marine officer were talking, but at this time, there was a yin-yang weird voice interrupted. Don't be so troublesome. Tyrant, come on, destroy the auction house directly for Lousy. An order was given, and then, a blazing laser swept out. Boom. The walls and roof of the auction house were instantly destroyed by lasers. The people in the auction room only saw at this time that the outside had already been surrounded by hundreds of marine soldiers. Moreover, due to the tremendous power of laser explosions, many innocent people standing next to the wall in the auction hall were affected by the violent laser explosions, causing deaths and injuries. The scene is terrible, wailing everywhere. Seeing the heavy casualties, marine soldiers and marine officers were stunned. As marine, their duty and mission is to protect civilians. But now, because of them, so many civilians were injured and killed. This simply violates the concept of justice behind them. However, even so, they have nothing to do with the guy who gave the order. Yes, the master of that yin and yang strangeness is exactly a celestial dragon's wearing a bubble helmet. Celestial dragons, the noblest noblemen in the world. For them, whether it is a pirate, an auction house worker, or an innocent civilian, it's just the lowest pariah. In other words, apart from celestial dragons, everyone else is their slaves. What if they kill a few? In addition to the celestial dragons who gave the order, there are 2 companions beside him, as well as a tall guy wearing a black shirt and a panda hat on his head. Someone with a bit of knowledge can tell at a glance, isn't this guy the Tyrant Bear, one of the 7 warlords of the sea? However, Doflamingo, who was once one of the Shichibukai, can tell that this Tyrant Bear is in an abnormal state. Could it be? Thinking of something, Doflamingo immediately reported like Ye Chen. Master Ye Chen, there is something wrong with Bartholomew Kuma, most likely it is the world government. Read more at hotmtlnovel.zi. A new weapon pacifist for secret research. I've seen this a long time ago. Before Doflamingo's words were finished, Ye Chen said. You can see it. Doflamingo was speechless. Ye Chen has only noticed it a long time ago. He has already inferred that he has already inferred from the breath of the bear, without feeling the breath of any living person, but with strong strength. The person sent by the world government to deal with him this time is actually a pacifist. Yes, Ye Chen doesn't even need to see the appearance of the comer, just through his breath, he can already guess who the person is. This ability, looking at the entire pirate world today, no one can do it except Ye Chen. Of course, the feeling of breath is mysterious, but to put it bluntly, it is nothing more than Ye Chen's observation Haki has reached a new height. A terrifying height. It is not an exaggeration to call it an advanced observation Haki. It is precisely by relying on the high-level observation Haki that can predict the future that Ye Chen can already know who the pacifists are before a minute before they show up. Only, just send a pacifist and a group of scum marines, just want to deal with me. 5 elders, you 2 look down on me Ye Chen. Of course, Ye Chen is not so stupid. He knows the purpose of 5 elders. They obviously don't want to lose too much combat power, financial resources, and material resources at this juncture where the war is about to break out. You know, pacifists, the cost of each is equivalent to a warship. Moreover, every pacifist has combat power comparable to Shichibukai, and it is naturally impossible for them to send too many pacifists to deal with Ye Chen. Isn't that for nothing, weakening their own strength? 0 Find flowers 0. However, they wanted to show the world their tough attitude towards pirates such as Ye Chen, so they sent a pacifist and a group of marine cannon fodder to die. It's just that 5 elders themselves never expected that celestial dragons would participate in this incident. They had already informed celestial dragons to leave the Chambord Islands as soon as possible, so as not to be attacked by Ye Chen. Indeed, many celestial dragons who are greedy for life and fear of death, after learning that Ye Chen came to the Chambord Islands, have already fleeing the Chambord Islands with all their lives. But unfortunately, some celestial dragons have become accustomed to pampering themselves and have developed a perverse character. The more 5 elders will not let them do anything, they will do. 0. Besides, even 5 elders can't help their distinguished status, can they? The 3 celestial dragons who came to the auction with Marine are just such people. Because on weekdays, Dignity and Dignity have long formed the habit of being defiant. In addition, they have not seen Ye Chen's strength with their own eyes, so they will not believe that Ye Chen is so powerful. Besides, there are weapons and pacifists secretly developed by Burgapunk for the world government, and they even don't believe that Ye Chen can win them. What is this? Isn't it just a few civilians who died? One of the celestial dragons, after hearing the words of the Marine officer, suddenly showed an unhappy expression. Officer Marine suddenly didn't dare to put a fart. Bastard. Luo Wenyan couldn't help but curse secretly in his heart. Then, he quickly organized the members of the Red Heart Pirates to try his best to save the injured. Ye Chen saw this in his eyes and didn't stop it. Of course, it is absolutely impossible to let him save the innocent civilians. After all, he is different from Luo Ke, who is determined to become a doctor. He is not a good old man. You are Ye Chen. You are so bold that you dare to kill my companion. Celestial dragons, the strange yin and yang, spoke again. Oh, so, do you want to avenge your companions? Ye Chen heard this, shrugged and said, Force. Chapter 129. Vengeance. Hee, what are you kidding me? We won't do such boring things. If they die, they will die. What's up with us? Celestial dragons spoke again. Sure enough, celestial dragons are a group of indifferent guys. However, he is after all our companion, the noble celestial dragons. You killed him and affected the face of our celestial dragons. For this, if you are willing to kneel and apologize to our celestial dragons, we can consider temporarily releasing. The arrogant celestial dragons was interrupted by Ye Chen before he could finish speaking. Are you an idiot? Ye Chen couldn't figure it out. Do celestial dragons really think of himself as everyone's father? When they meet, they want to make people kneel down. It was the same last time, and it is still the same this time. It is tolerable, unbearable. Go to hell. 190. Even before Doflamingo and Acids reacted, Ye Chen burst into a powerful Reiatsu instantly, locking 3 ignorant and stupid celestial dragons who didn't know the disaster was imminent. It is worth mentioning that these 3 celestial dragons are not the previous waste, they actually have some strength. At least, the strength of the lieutenant general level. Also, if they don't have the strength, it is estimated that they would not dare to provoke Ye Chen with a pacifist. The so-called art masters are bold, that's probably the case. It's a pity that their strength, placed in celestial dragons, may be regarded as the best, but in the eyes of Ye Chen, they are nothing more than miscellaneous fish. What is even more pity is that they have no such self-knowledge at all. Of course, it may also be the reason for the lack of strength. They did not feel the deadly danger in the Reiatsu that locked them. They just feel that the pressure on their bodies has suddenly increased, and that's all. Is this the so-called strongest Sea Emperor, Ye Chen? But so. We don't even need to get our hands dirty. That's right. You rubbish Marines, what are you still doing in a daze? Go up, I'll go to lousy, take down this guy. 3 celestial dragons, 1 word for you. When Marine officer heard the words, his face was embarrassed, but he was helpless. He was just a small officer at the rank of colonel. How could he dare to disobey the high celestial dragons? In desperation, the Marine officer could only give orders. For a time, thousands of Marine soldiers rushed towards Ye Chen, full of momentum, and meant to step through the entire auction floor. Looking for death. Ye Chen locked the Reiatsu of the 3 celestial dragons, and immediately dispersed, locking all the Marine soldiers who rushed forward. Immediately afterwards, a scene happened that made everyone present unforgettable in their lives. Even when I think about it, I will have nightmares. Burn. Read more at hotmtlnovel.zi. Ye Chen's right hand just touched the Ryūjin Jakka on his waist tightly. Then, thousands of Marine soldiers rushed forward, all of them turned into ashes and floated away. The high temperature of millions of degrees instantly burned them to ashes, and there was no slag left. To death, they didn't even make a scream. There was a rain of ashes in the sky. What's the situation? Where are so many Marine soldiers? Just disappeared like this. No, it was burned to ashes. This is too scary. The people on the scene, at first, also resented them for indulging celestial dragons and hurting ordinary people, but at this moment, seeing them end up so miserably, all of them were numb. No one saw how Ye Chen made the move, and no one felt anything strange. It was just a moment that thousands of Marines disappeared for no reason. Turned into ashes. What kind of terrifying move is this? Now, it's your turn. Ye Chen's gaze turned to the 3 celestial dragons. Hearing that, the 3 celestial dragons, who had been completely frightened by the scene before them, reflected this. They regret it, they shouldn't come over and provoke Ye Chen. Unfortunately, it is too late to regret now. Tyrant, come on, hold him, and give us time to escape. The 3 celestial dragons were stunned in an instant. Now, where did they dare to ask Ye Chen to kneel down like them? They just want to escape now. And now, the only thing they can rely on is the pacifist. Yes, after receiving the order from celestial dragons, the pacifist stopped in front of Ye Chen without saying a word. And the 3 celestial dragons ran 0. They only hate their mother for giving them 2 legs now, otherwise, 4 legs must be able to run faster. Hey, is this the celestial dragons aloof? It's just a bunch of waste rations that are greedy for life and fear of death. Hateful, this kind of waste can still rule us aloft for 800 years. Flee before the fight. There really is you, celestial dragons. Seeing the 3 celestial dragons, they ran a few hundred meters away in an instant, and the people present couldn't help but ridicule. Now, they do not shy away from calling celestial dragons directly whether it is against the law, whether it will bring death or jail. They, especially the residents of Chambord Islands, have been dissatisfied with celestial dragons for a long time. In the past, they did not dare to offend celestial dragons, the nobles in the upper world, but now, with Ye Chen, who even dared to kill celestial dragons, what are they afraid of? Even, seeing that celestial dragons has run away, but Ye Chen hasn't done anything, they are all a little worried. Ye Chen has played back these 3 celestial dragons. Of course, it is impossible to let it go. Ye Chen just gave the 3 of them a chance to escape. In 10 seconds, Ye Chen wanted to see if they could get out of his Reiatsu's range. Soon, 10 seconds passed. Burn. Ye Chen spit out a word gently. No, do not want. What? Accompanied by 3 screams, the 3 celestial dragons, who were still desperately fleeing, turned into a puff of ashes in full view, and dissipated. Quote. Luo looked at Ye Chen with a hint of horror. He really didn't know how Ye Chen did it. Burning a person to ashes in an instant, how high is this temperature? At least, there must be a high temperature of hundreds of thousands of degrees. However, if it is a horrible high temperature of hundreds of thousands of degrees, it is estimated that the people on the scene will not be spared, even if they are not burned to ashes, the whole person will spontaneously burn on the spot. However, he didn't feel the slightest abnormality. What exactly is going on? For a time, Luo's heart was full of questions. Ye Chen saw Luo's question at a glance. Of course, even if Luo asked it personally, he wouldn't be too lazy to explain it. Chapter 130. Could it be that Ye Chen would tell Luo that he used Ryūjin Jakka to compress the terrifying heat into Reiatsu, and then lock Reiatsu to his target? As long as the target locked by his Reiatsu, when the high temperature erupts, will it be burned to ashes? It is estimated that Luo could not hear this explanation. After all, Reiatsu is not a power that should exist in the world of pirates. Having said that, the terrifying high temperature of close to millions of degrees is no longer the flame temperature that Ryūjin Jakka Shikai can reach. Could it be that Ye Chen has just displayed Ryūjin Jakka's Bankai? Of course not. After Ryūjin Jakka Bankai, the flame temperature was like the core of the sun. The temperature is as high as 15 million degrees. If Ye Chen really displays Ryūjin Jakka's Bankai with all his strength, then the whole world will probably be plunged into a sea of flames. Not to mention the auction site, the entire Chambordian Islands, and even the Holy Land Mary Geois, located above the Chambordian Islands, will be instantly burned to ashes by the high temperature. Therefore, unless it is a last resort, it is absolutely impossible for Ye Chen to display Ryūjin Jakka's Bankai. In fact, Ye Chen has been looking for some way to balance the huge power gap between Ryūjin Jakka Shikai and Bankai. As people say, Yamamoto's biggest shortcoming is that he is too strong to liberate Ryūjin Jakka with all his strength. Ye Chen is also so confused now. However, Ye Chen is more flexible than Mr. Yamamoto, and he found a balance between Ryūjin Jakka Shikai and Bankai. That is, the horrible high temperature after Ryūjin Jakka Shikai is brought to the extreme is integrated into Reiatsu, not in a full-blown explosion, but concentrated together. Then, lock onto the target, and then release it instantly. The effect of this was beyond Ye Chen's expectations. Because the high temperature is concentrated at one point, even if it is only Shikai, the instantaneous high temperature can reach millions of degrees. Although it is only an instant and cannot be sustained, the high temperature of millions of degrees can burn a person below the Admiral level to ashes in an instant, is it not easy? Ye Chen tested the effect and it was quite satisfactory. The opponent he faces now is either Admiral or Sea Emperor. The original Shikai of Ryūjin Jakka has gradually become weak. And Bankai, because of the power is too strong, he will not use it as a last resort. Therefore, the current method of compressing and recompressing at a high temperature and concentrating to one point is undoubtedly the best way. Otherwise, Ye Chen can only use the Shikai who has learned the Tricolor Tyrants and Ryūjin Jakka in this world to deal with some powerful enemies as before. Of course, the estimate of hitting the Sea Emperor's level is enough. But in the future, if you want to deal with the person behind the scenes of the world government, the Immortal, who is known as the owner of the Void Throne, his strength is probably not enough. Read more at hotmtlnovel.zi. According to Ye Chen's speculation, Yim, as an immortal, even the world government was established by him, and he is at least 800 years old. In this way, his strength is probably far higher than that of Whitebeard, Redhead, Andy and Kaido, reaching another level. In order to deal with Yim in the future without destroying the whole world, Ye Chen must make changes. I have to say that at this time, Ye Chen had already set his sights on dealing with Yim. However, Five Elders is still thinking about letting the two Sea Emperors and Aunt Kaido join forces to deal with Kingming. I have to say that the situation is still a bit small. Yes, the mere 4 emperors, Ye Chen has long been ignored. Of course, 5 elders is not really small, and they can't help it. Where did they know that Ye Chen already knew about the existence of Yim, the actual power behind the scenes of the world government? Back to the topic. Seeing 3 celestial dragons running thousands of meters away, after screaming, they turned into ashes and dissipated in the air. Everyone present, except Doflamingo and Acedes, who was smiling frantically, was shocked. Even Luo is no exception. Thousands of meters away, a movable will turn the 3 lieutenant generals into ashes. This ability is absolutely only Ye Chen alone in the world today. Especially these 3 characters are the most distinguished celestial dragons in the world. In this way, the shock to the people on the scene is even greater. However, our protagonist, Ye Chen, seems to have just done a common thing, and didn't care at all. At this moment, he set his sights on the pacifists in front of him. Are the weapons secretly researched by the world government? Oh, he wants to see how powerful he is. Does it really have the strength of Bartholomew Kuma? Dip, perform the task and kill Ye Chen. The pacifists failed to protect the 3 celestial dragons. This is really the biggest dereliction of duty. However, it seems that after he sent the message to 5 elders, the top of the world government, he received a task from the top. Naturally, desperate to obliterate Ye Chen. Yes, Ye Chen must not be allowed to leave the Chambord Islands alive again after killing celestial dragons again. Otherwise, what is the face of their world government? Bo. The pacifist opened his mouth, and a laser beam shot out. The terrifying laser energy will destroy the buildings along the way one after another. The speed is also reaching the extreme. However, no matter how fast the laser is, it cannot be as fast as Ye Chen. Call out. After avoiding the laser, Ye Chen rushed forward. The fist covered by armament Haki suddenly blasted towards the head of the pacifist. The pacifist reacted immediately, but also with a punch to meet Ye Chen's fist. He's scrapped. At this moment, almost everyone had such an idea in their minds. Especially Doflamingo and Acedes, they know how terrifying Ye Chen's strength is. The power of Ye Chen's punch is not something ordinary people can take. Even Luo thought so. Although he saw Ye Chen for the first time, the strength he showed just now made him realize how terrifying Ye Chen is. Ye Chen's strength is definitely not something that 7 warlords of the sea can contend. Besides, he is not a bear, but a copy of him. As predicted. Boom. After the fist touched the fist, the entire arm of the pacifist burst open. The sleeves instantly turned into fragments, and the skin cracked every inch, exposing the mechanical circuit components inside, and there were even electric sparks constantly flowing. Chapter 131. However, this is not over yet. Immediately afterwards, the horrible stamina of the fist burst out. Boom. The pacifist is like a cannonball, flying upside down. Boom. The pacifist crashed into a tall building, and suddenly the entire building collapsed and turned into rubble, burying the pacifist as a whole. Wow. Everyone present was shocked again. They may not know what a pacifist is. But they still knew Bartholomew Kuma, one of the 7 warlords of the sea, who was known as the Tyrant. At this moment, seeing this guy exactly like Bartholomew Kuma, he was blown away by Ye Chen with a punch. The shock in their hearts can be imagined. In the eyes of their flat-headed people, 7 warlords of the sea, besides the Emperor of the Sea, is the top existence. Although the strengths of everyone in 7 warlords of the sea vary, the weakest 7 warlords of the sea, Crocodile, originally offered a bounty of only 81 million berry. The strongest 7 warlords of the sea, Dracula Mahawk, known as the world's strongest swordsman, is even as powerful as the red-haired Shanks, the Emperor of the Sea. But even so, in the eyes of ordinary people like them, 7 warlords of the sea is also an existence they cannot touch. Such a powerful character can't even beat Ye Chen's punch. It is no wonder that everyone will be so shocked. At this moment, they looked at Ye Chen's gaze, as if looking at a god. Worship, panic, awe, all kinds of complicated feelings are included in it. In addition, before Ye Chen stayed still, he burned thousands of marines and 3 celestial dragons with good strength to ashes. At this moment, they looked at Ye Chen's eyes, and they were even more reverent. This guy is too powerful. Even if it is a god of comparison, it is not an exaggeration. Of course, everyone in the world is a frog at the bottom of the well, and if you haven't seen a real god, how can you know how powerful a god is? Otherwise, there will be no stupid people who will treat rubbish like Anilu as gods. Ye Chen naturally turned a blind eye to everyone's reverent gaze. Now he just feels. An interesting backquote. Ye Chen was a little disappointed. Yes, the pacifists have too high expectations for the weapons he secretly developed by the world government. Who knows, the pacifists are nothing more than that. Weak. Too weak. It is absolutely nonsense to say that the pacifist can be compared to his body, Bartholomew Kuma. Read more at hotmtlnovel.zi. At least, this first-generation version of pacifists is definitely not as good as Bartholomew Kuma. As for the future, after the version update iteration, the pacifist Generation X will surpass Bartholomew Kuma, it is hard to say. Withdrawing his gaze, Ye Chen was about to walk towards Luo. But at this moment, the ruins in the distance suddenly heard movement. Bang! The pacifists rose to the sky. He looked very embarrassed, his entire right hand was almost naked, electric sparks kept cascading, and his arm was drooping weakly. There is almost no place in his body that is intact. Half of his face was really deformed by falling rocks. The head is also missing by more than half. If it were a living human being, it would have suffered such a heavy blow. Even if it was immortal, it would still be half disabled. It is impossible to stand up without lying on the sickbed for a year or a half. But the pacifists did it. This is the advantage of pacifists. As long as the core is not destroyed, they are invincible, and even if they fall, they will stand up again. There is one more thing that humans can't compare. That is, they have no fear, and will only faithfully implement the orders issued by the top officials of the world government. Among the strong human beings, there may not be any existence with very tenacious vitality. For example, Kaido is a monster that has been beaten and bruised and can still stand up again. However, no matter how tenacious the vitality, people will have a heart of fear. When he encounters an invincible horror like Ye Chen, he will have a heart of fear and timidity, and he will not dare to attack Ye Chen again. But the pacifist is different. Even if he knows Ye Chen's strength and the huge gap in strength between the two sides, he will still perform his mission. Do not obliterate Ye Chen, never give up. Click. After a burst of mechanical transmission sounded, the pacifist's seemingly scrapped arm was raised again. His arm was not completely scrapped. After the system's self-repair, it has recovered 70 to 80% of its mobility. Oh, is it so hard to break? It deserves to be a weapon of war secretly developed by the world government. Ye Chen couldn't help but compliment when he saw this. It seems that the metal used to make pacifists is not ordinary metal. Ye Chen knows very well how powerful the punch he had just now is, but with a punch blessed by armament Haki, even a hill is enough to smash it into pieces. But it failed to blast the pacifists with one punch. It can be seen that the metal materials used to make pacifists must not be ordinary metal materials. No wonder, just the cost of a pacifist is enough to withstand a warship. It seems that the money of the world government has not been spent in vain. The pacifist is indeed inferior to his body Bartholomew Kuma in strength, but it may have surpassed him in strength. Perform mission. Obliterate Ye Chen. The pacifist's eyes flickered, and his mouth made a mechanical sound again. Seeds, solve him. As for the pacifists, Ye Chen has no unnecessary interest, and it is directly handed over to Seeds to solve it. Yes, Dono, States heard this and was about to make a move. However, at this moment, the situation has changed a bit. The pacifist flew towards Ye Chen at a very fast speed, but when he was by Fei Luo's side, something strange happened to him. Change the combat mission and capture the target, Luo. After the pacifists finished talking, they really changed their goals, abandoned Ye Chen, and flew towards Luo. At the same time, Seeds is ready to shoot. Wait. Ye Chen stopped Seeds in time. Seeds was a little unwilling, but if it was Ye Chen's order, even if she was unwilling, she could only stop. What's the situation? Why did the pacifists suddenly change their goals? In this regard, Doflamingo is very puzzled. Oh, it's not easy. It seems that I'm still remembers op fruit. Ye Chen sighed. Chapter 132. Yes, with Ye Chen's ingenuity, he immediately figured out why the pacifists suddenly changed their mission goals after seeing Luo. Because, has always been obsessed with op fruit. Over the years, he has never given up looking for op fruit's past abilities. The purpose is to figure out the secret of op fruit's immortality. Therefore, when producing pacifists, he asked those engineers to add a supreme directive to pacifists. That is, as long as the ability of op fruit is found, the task of capturing the ability of op fruit must be performed. This generation of op fruit ability is Luo, so when the pacifists noticed Luo, he naturally changed his mission's goal. The Order of Five Elders, the top of the world government, to obliterate Ye Chen, is a fart in front of Lord Yim's order. Between Ye Chen and Luo, the pacifists naturally choose to execute the highest order, that is, to capture the op fruit ability, Luo. In this way, the pacifists suddenly changed their mission goals on their own. That's it. Doflamingo is not stupid either. After hearing Ye Chen's words, he suddenly realized it. It seems that I'm still not satisfied as an immortal, and wants to unlock the secret of immortality. Doflamingo said angrily. What is this called? This is not enough. Master Ye Chen, Yim's purpose is the same as yours. Then you can't let the pacifists take Luo away. Or, let me deal with the pacifists. Doflamingo took the opportunity to speak. If you want to gain more trust from Ye Chen, you must seize every opportunity to express yourself in front of Ye Chen. In this regard, Doflamingo can be said to have done a good job. He is not like the other three people summoned by Ye Chen. He doesn't care about these things. They only know that they are loyal to Ye Chen. But Doflamingo wants more opportunities to perform, gaining Ye Chen's favor and his trust. No need to. Ye Chen refused decisively. Let the pacifists replace me and test Luo's potential. Okay then. Ye Chen has said so, and Doflamingo can't help it. Captain, be careful. A cadre of the Red Heart Pirates group saw the pacifists suddenly change their goals and approached their captain, and couldn't help but remind them. You guys get out of the way. It was clear that Luo, a powerful pacifist, immediately kept his crew away from him. Nonsense. Can a pacifist who can resist Ye Chen's punch be not strong? Yes, the members of the Red Heart Pirates also knew that staying with their captain would not help, but would become a burden. Therefore, they quickly dodged aside after hearing this. Huh, come on. Room operating field. Read more at hotmtl novel.zi. When the pacifists rushed towards Luo, Luo instantly displayed the ability of Op Fruit, creating an operation space. It seems that in order to avoid being hurt by the pacifists, he wants to deal with the pacifists alone. Too kind. This is Ye Chen's first evaluation of Luo. Such a kind heart means that it is almost impossible for him to dominate the sea in the future and become like an emperor on the sea. However, it still cannot be denied that Luo has great potential. Before the pacifist approached Luo, he ejected a laser from his mouth. Huh, little bugs. Luo gave a cold snort of disdain, and then, he pulled out the field sword from his waist very quickly. Ghost cry. Let you see how good I am. High-frequency scalpel. Before speaking, Luo had already cut out with a single blow. Brush. Smash the laser with one knife. Brush. It was another stab, and went straight to the pacifists. Swipe it. In an instant, countless knives were cut out. Op Fruit's high-frequency electric shocks were wrapped around the knife gas and cut out continuously. All of a sudden, knife light sword shadow flashed by. The speed is so fast that people are dizzy to watch. Even for Doflamingo, he didn't even see for a while how many knives Luo had cut in an instant. Cut. This kid grows up very fast. Although he was unwilling, Doflamingo had to admit that after not seeing him in just a few years, Luo has grown to an extremely strong point. Even in the near future, it is very likely to surpass him. Thinking of this, Doflamingo was even more unwilling. It seems that he has to work harder. How could this kid surpass himself? Puff, puff. The knife gas carries a high-frequency electric shock, cutting it on the pacifist, and it looks very shocking. However, the effect was far beyond Luo's expectations. How is this possible? Is my Op Fruit ability actually ineffective? When Luo Wang looked at the pacifist who was madly cut by the sword chi, every sword chi fell on the pacifist, but it could only cause minimal harm to him. Luo couldn't believe it. How can that be? In his imagination, at this time, the pacifist should have been cut into thousands of pieces by him. The high-frequency scalpel is one of Op Fruit's most powerful moves that Luo has mastered. With the operation space and high-frequency electric shock, it can instantly cut the target of the knife gas into thousands of small pieces. Although the opponent can't die, but the opponent hit by this move, no matter how to deal with it, or even the ability of Devil Fruit, can't join the body within a few minutes. Of course, this time, the high-frequency scalpel has failed. This is something that has never happened before. For a while, Luo was also stunned. Perform the task and capture the target. Luo. The pacifist even relied on the body being made of special metal, very strong, ignoring the fierce slashing of the sword, moved forward with a big hand, and grabbed Xiao Luo. Captain, be careful. The members of the Red Heart Pirates group, for their captain, it is a kind of love. Seeing this, they couldn't help but remind them. Without reminding others, the moment the pacifist grabbed Luo, he had already dodged aside. High-frequency scalpel is not effective for you, huh, then try this trick. Luo doesn't believe in evil, he doesn't believe that high-frequency scalpels can't deal with pacifists, nor can other moves. Injection shoot. Luo changed the way of drawing the sword, and pointed it at the pacifist with the grip of the sword in the middle of the kendo, aimed at the pacifist's heart with the sword, and slammed it out. When the ghost cry sword stabbed the pacifist's heart fiercely, and suddenly sparks splashed. Chapter 133. The ghost cry sword stabbed the pacifist's heart fiercely, and suddenly sparks splashed. However, this sword did not pierce the strong chest of the pacifist, but instead cried the ghost in Luo's hand and bounced it back. How can it be? Luo was even more shocked. Ye Chen outside, seeing this scene, was a little dissatisfied. What the hell is this guy doing? Don't you know that your fruiting ability is restrained by others? Yes, Ye Chen can see it right away. It is obvious that the pacifist has been given the highest order to capture the Op Fruit ability. Then, when manufacturing, the various materials used are naturally made of materials that can target Op Fruit abilities. Otherwise, if you meet someone with Op Fruit ability, how do you ensure that pacifists can actually retain the Op Fruit ability? I have to say that at this point, the scientists of the world government have indeed given their thoughts. It is estimated that Vegapunk, the chief scientist of the world government, also wants to please Yim. It is precisely because of this that Luo's Op Fruit ability, acting on the pacifist, will have no effect. It's a pity that the Luo authorities are fans, but they didn't even notice it. Damn it, Luo was not reconciled and even performed the transplant trick. Want to pierce the heart of the pacifist. However, the pacifist is just a war machine, and he is not the real Bartholomew Kuma, where is the mind? Luo's move not only failed, but even suffered fierce attacks from pacifists. Boom. When, boom, the tall pacifist, treating Luo as a ball, slapped him directly with a palm, and then rushed up again, squeezing him in his hand fiercely. What? Can't even beat the half-handicapped pacifists. Luo is too weak, right? Of course, this is not the case. As a result, the pacifists completely restrained Luo's op fruit ability in all aspects and made Luo's ability invalid. Secondly, Luo's best transplant trick is completely useless for pacifists without mind, but he still insists on using the op fruit ability to defeat the opponent. Therefore, just led to such an embarrassing end. Captain. The members of the Red Heart Pirates group saw that their captain was in danger, and couldn't take care of that much. Without a word, they rushed forward. No, Luo quickly shouted. Unfortunately, it is too late. Those who hinder the execution of the highest task, die. Read more at hotmtlnovel.zi. The pacifist made a mechanical sound, then slapped the members of the Red Heart Pirates and patted them. No matter how weak the pacifist is, he has the same strength as Bartholomew Kuma, a member of the Red Heart Pirates. How could he be able to withstand his palm? Seeing that the members of the Red Heart Pirates group were about to die under the slap of a pacifist, Ye Chen finally couldn't stand it anymore. Acedes, freeze time. Yes. After Ye Chen ordered, Ace Daisy immediately displayed the ability to freeze time. For a while, the time in the auction house seemed to freeze, and the speed of time flow became very slow. Whether it is the scared-faced Red Heart Pirates or the pacifists, the speed has become very slow. Even the faintly changing expressions on his face are clearly visible. In the auction house, everyone's time has become very slow, but 3 people are exceptions. That is Ye Chen, Acedes, and Luo. Although Luo also noticed the anomaly, but the pacifist's hand strength was so great that he couldn't break free at all. No way, he can only ask for help like Ye Chen. I can promise to join the Black Crow Pirates, but you must save the lives of my crew. Even if it is for help, Luo is neither humble nor overbearing. I won't save your crew. However, Ye Chen relentlessly rejected Luo's request. Luo Yi didn't know what Ye Chen wanted. Could it be that he doesn't want him to join the Black Crow Pirates now? But having said that, it's quite possible. His performance in dealing with pacifists can be said to be weak. Ye Chen temporarily changed his mind, and it may not be impossible. However, just when Luo was frustrated, Ye Chen's voice rang again. Your crew, save yourself. After a pause, Ye Chen continued to speak. Although there is no weakest devil fruit in this world, only the strongest users. Luo, don't you realize that you rely too much on the fruit's ability? Quote. 0 Find flowers 0. Every devil fruit has its weaknesses. Sand is afraid of water, water is afraid of electricity, and electricity is blocked by rubber. Your op fruit ability is indeed heaven-defying. After awakening, you can even perform immortal surgery. But if you rely too much on the fruit's ability, you will be targeted and used by others. Devil fruit's ability is only an aid, and its own strength is truly powerful. Ye Chen's words were like a divine enlightenment, and Luo's expression suddenly changed dramatically. You mean, let me not use fruit power and use my power to deal with bears, pacifists. Luo felt incredible. He always felt that what he was strong was the fruit ability, but his own strength was not that great. But Ye Chen even asked him to abandon the fruit ability and use his own strength to challenge the pacifists. This is unlikely. If you don't try, how can you know if your strength will work? Ye Chen said. Anyway, I still said that to save your crew, you can only rely on yourself. Of course, you can also watch them die in front of you after the time freeze is over. All of this is your own choice. If you want to protect your most important person, you have to become stronger, right? After Ye Chen said these words, Acede's ability to freeze time also happened to be over. The flow of time began to become normal. Yes, if you want to protect your most important person, you have to become stronger. Luo suddenly realized. He understood that the reason why he was hung by the pacifist was not because his fruit ability was defeated by the other side, but his current strength is too weak. To protect his companions, he must become stronger. Come. At the moment when time returned to normal, Luo unexpectedly unlocked the operating space. One sword flow break the shackles. Seeing that the crew was about to be slapped to death by the pacifists, at the last moment, Luo finally broke free from the pacifists and jumped high. Force. Chapter 134. Luo's field sword Ghost Cry was pulled out sharply, and then he slashed towards the pacifists. The operation space is lifted, which means that Luo no longer has the ability to use op fruit. The moves he uses now are just ordinary kendo moves. When the sword chi splits from top to bottom, and slashes hard on the pacifists who are made of special metal and can be said to be copper-skinned and iron-boned. Then, a scene that shocked people appeared. Pouch. The pacifist turned out to be like a piece of tofu, cut in half by Luo. This knife broke the shackles in Luo's heart. Ship. Captain. The crew of the Red Heart Pirates were stunned. Is this the strength of their captain? So powerful. Go. Saved. There were also several members of the Red Heart Pirates, and it was only in the 9/3 of this year that they reacted late. Luo was also shocked by the strength he showed. He always thought that he was only powerful with fruit ability. He didn't expect that even if he didn't use fruit ability, his own strength would be so powerful. How is this going? Doflamingo was suddenly stunned. It was obvious that Luo was beaten by the pacifists 1 second before, so why the next second, Luo would kill the pacifists? Moreover, he hasn't used Op Fruit's ability, it is simply relying on his own strength. Doflamingo knew that all of this must not be dry cleaned by Ye Chen, but he didn't know what Ye Chen did to Luo. Obviously, someone is actually strong enough, but he puts too much emphasis on Devil Fruit's ability. Ye Chen told the truth in one word. Is that right? Luo still couldn't believe it. He looked at his hands and didn't realize it until this moment. It turned out that his strength was so powerful, no worse than Fruit ability. Captain, you are our savior. Captain, we followed you right. After escaping from the dead, the members of the Red Heart Pirates group were grateful for Luo who saved their life, and they almost saved Luo's thighs and wiped his nose in tears. Tawong glanced at the members of the Red Heart Pirates, raised his head, and gratefully looked at Ye Chen. If it weren't for Ye Chen, he wouldn't have realized that he could defeat the Pacifists by relying solely on his own strength, even if he didn't use Fruit ability. If you just want to use Fruit power to defeat the Pacifists, there is likely to be only one end, that is, the Red Heart Pirates, including him, will all be destroyed. Read more at hotmtlnovel.zi. I can promise to join the Black Crow Pirates, but what about my crew? I have seen Ye Chen's strong Yamato horror, plus, by staying with Ye Chen, he can indeed learn more and become stronger. Therefore, Luo had long changed his unwillingness to join the Black Crow Pirates. He now wants to join the Black Crow Pirates. However, he has concerns, that is, if he agrees to join the Black Crow Pirates, what should the crew before him do? The Black Crow Pirates do not need weak members. You disband them and let them go back to their respective houses. Ye Chen said lightly. Even the pacifists can't hold a slap in the face. Ye Chen is impossible to recruit them into the Black Crow Pirates. Didn't that raise a bunch of waste? This can't work. At this time, Luo was embarrassed. He knows very well that his crew is not that good, but after all, he is his companion who has lived and died and shared hardships over the years. It is obviously impossible for him to just abandon them like this. Ye Chen has long seen that Luo is a guy with love and righteousness. Otherwise, in the original book, after the top of the war, he would not help the Straw Hat Pirates for no reason. But, everything else is easy to say, it is absolutely impossible for Ye Chen to take in a bunch of waste. Whether you like it or not, the Black Crow Pirates will not take in weak guys. Ye Chen's attitude is very firm. As a result, Luo was even more embarrassed. But at this moment, Doflamingo spoke up. Master Ye Chen, a member of the Red Heart Pirates, is indeed a waste, and is not eligible to join the Black Crow Pirates. But the waste can also be used as waste. Otherwise, let the Red Heart Pirates group become the pirate group of our Black Crow Pirates group. After expanding the site in the future, we will need a lot of manpower to guard the site. They are good candidates. Although Doflamingo's tone is not good, he keeps saying waste, but I have to say that he still helped Luo a lot. Humph. Luo Wenyan, naturally, did not express his gratitude to Doflamingo, but just snorted severely. The grievances between him and him can't be solved so easily. That's okay. Ye Chen thinks Doflamingo's proposal is feasible. The Red Heart Pirates group only belongs to the Black Duck Pirates group, rather than becoming a member of the Black Duck Pirates group. In this way, he does not need to raise a group of waste, but can retain Luo's loyalty. Can be regarded as killing two birds with one stone. Huh, great, Captain, it's great, I vowed to follow you for the rest of my life. The members of the Red Heart Pirates group also breathed a sigh of relief after hearing this. Yu Luo is such a good captain, they are absolutely unwilling to leave him. It is undoubtedly the best choice to become one of the pirate groups under the Black Crow Pirate Group. Besides, the Black Crow Pirate Group is now the most powerful pirate group in the world, not one of them. Their Red Heart Pirate Group can become a pirate group under the Black Crow Pirate Group. Speaking of which, it is still a matter of respect. You know, not any pirate group is eligible to become a pirate group under the Black Crow Pirate Group. Let's take a look at the Trash Pirates. If you want to join the affiliated Black Duck Pirates, they don't want it. Acedes, let's go. Doflamingo, you stay to deal with the funeral. Remember, don't conflict with Luo, otherwise. Ye Chen finished speaking, snorted coldly, and left with Acedes. He really couldn't bear this kind of warm scene, so let's leave as soon as possible. Yes, Lord Ye Chen, rest assured, unless Luo takes the initiative to conflict with me, I, Doflamingo, will never take the initiative to conflict with him. Doflamingo quickly promised. World government. Snapped. The blonde five elders slapped the conference table in front of him with a palm. Asshole, does this Ye Chen completely ignore our world government? Last time, he killed 1 celestial dragons. This time, he killed 3. Outrageous. Outrageous. It seems that he really doesn't pay attention to our world government at all. The blonde five elders was almost furious. Chapter 135. Kill 3 celestial dragons at once, no matter what, we can't let him go. Otherwise, our world government will lose face. Whitebeard five elders spoke. 3 stupid and ignorant guys, we have already notified all celestial dragons to leave the Chambordian Islands. They are even self-righteous and provoke Ye Chen. Aren't they going to die by themselves? Speaking of this matter, Big Sword five elders is also angry. After receiving their notice, all celestial dragons obediently evacuated from the Chambord Islands. How come these three stupid guys are arrogant enough to provoke Ye Chen personally? It's all right now, I was directly burned to ashes by Ye Chen, and there was no slag left. Even if it is going to be buried, there is nothing in the coffin. Notify Sengoku, send out 3 Admiral, prepare to intercept Ye Chen. This face, our world government can't afford to lose. 5 elders with curly hair, also not in the mood to read the code in his hand, spoke. It can only be so. 5 elders can't help it. Otherwise, what else can I do and lose my face? Oh 9 at the moment, the 5 elders all took out an exquisite box from their actions, and then, from the box, each took out a golden telephone bug. So, later in the day, the world government even issued 5 orders to kill demons. The 5 orders of slaying demons are only aimed at one person, that is Ye Chen. 5 elders really didn't want to go to war before heading to the top of the war. But no way, Ye Chen forced them. Chambord Islands. Shachi's ripping off. What? Ye Chen killed celestial dragons again. At this moment, the bar is full of excitement. Many powerful pirates gathered here. In fact, when they heard that Ye Chen had also come to the Chambord Islands from the beginning, they had a foreboding that nothing would happen, and they were all ready to escape from the Chambord Islands at any time. Now it seems that their hunch is correct, Ye Chen really did something that shocked the world once again. I just don't know how world government and Marine will deal with Ye Chen next. This time, Marine San Admiral will definitely be sent directly to hunt down Ye Chen, right? Somewhere in the bar, the protagonist group Luffy and his party were also dumbfounded when they heard the news. Usopp, I heard that right, Ye Chen killed celestial dragons. Read more at hotmtlnovel.zi. Zoro looked shocked. Recalling this morning, I almost couldn't help but impulsively act on celestial dragons, but in the end I resisted the impulse and didn't do it. In the original book, it was stopped by the big stomach girl Joelle Bonnie. Zoro was depressed. They even hesitate to do celestial dragons, and Ye Chen kills celestial dragons just like kills ants. In contrast, Zoro only realized that the pattern between them and Ye Chen is too different. Killed celestial dragons again. Upon hearing this, Usopp emphasized the word, again. Yes, this is not the first time Ye Chen has killed celestial dragons. In addition to the protagonist group, several supernovae gathered in the bar. Including the captain of the Kid Pirates, Eustace Kid, who is known for his cruel nature, the Hawkins Pirates Captain Ball Hawkins, the Broadcasting Pirates Captain Apple, and their main members. At this moment, they heard that Ye Chen killed 3 celestial dragons in the Chambord Islands, which was also very shocking. Cut. Lousy wanted to kill celestial dragons a long time ago, but never had this chance. Kid snorted coldly. Oh, give you this opportunity, do you dare? Capone Beige, the mafia boss with a cigar in his mouth, issued a disdainful question. What do you mean, Capone Beige? It seems that the Flame Tank Pirates is trying to fight us. Remember the pirates, right? Kid was furious when he heard the words. Hit it, Lousy will be afraid of you. Capone Beige did not back down. Kick, fight, fight. The Apu of the Long Hand tribe is purely watching the excitement and it is not too big a problem. At this moment, seeing the two tit for tat, couldn't help but dance and provoke a separation. In that way, it's just like a monkey. Even if you open it up, Lousy will give you Apu a bloody head first. The thug of Kid Pirates, Hira, who is also one of the 11 supernovas, couldn't help but speak. He wears a mask on his head and can't see what it looks like. Guru, do you want to fight? How can you not count me if you want to fight? Guru, Joelle Bonnie. The big stomach girl, Joelle Bonnie, squeezed food into her mouth frantically while muttering. It was seen that she had pink hair, a beautiful face, a perfect body, and a pair of charming slender long legs, but her eating style was simply not flattering. No, there is still someone who can flatter you. Yes, that person is naturally Luffy. As the same big stomach king, Luffy is a match for rivals, and has a very good impression of Joelle Bonnie. Since you want to fight, it counts as a monk. The breaking monk Urgi also spoke. A pair of angel wings grows behind him, and he knows that he is not an ordinary human at a glance. It is estimated to be from the Sky Island. For a time, the entire tavern was tense, and almost all the supernovas present were about to start their hands. At the bar, Shachi, who is the wife of the bar owner, is very helpless when she sees these supernovas and has to fight against her because of a few words. She thought that the old customers in the tavern, some powerful veteran pirates, would stop them. Who knows, these veteran pirates are not too big to watch the excitement, they still want to see these supernovas make a big fight, how can they stop it? Old man, no way, Shachi can only greet Rayleigh, who is watching TV, so that he is ready to take action at any time to stop these grumpy young people. But, no need for Rayleigh to shoot. Just when everyone was about to fight, the bar door opened and a pirate rushed in. Quickly evacuate the Chambord Islands, I can't stay here anymore. What's the situation? What, don't you know? Just now, the world government even issued 5 orders to encircle the Black Crow pirates. You don't run, haha, I'm afraid you will all die under the order. What, 5 orders of slaughter? Hey, Lousy didn't hear it wrong, right? Just kidding, even if Rock's pirate was wiped out back then, the world government didn't even issue 5 demon killing orders at once. Oh, If you think that the captain of the lousy pirate group is joking, please stay here. Members of the pirate group, we are running out of time, let's go. Chapter 136. Damn, it seems very likely. After all, this time, Ye Chen killed 3 celestial dragons all at once, and he must have angered the 5 elders, the top leaders of the world government. They issued 5 orders to kill the Black Crows in succession. Pirates, it may not be impossible. Not only did the 5 orders of killing demons be issued, it is said that the Marine headquarters also dispatched 3 admirals, and even the 2 old Marines, Lieutenant General Garp and Lieutenant General Crane, were sent on the field. It can be said that with the exception of Marine Marshal Sengoku who did not play, all the combat power in the Marine headquarters was deployed. It seems that this time, 5 elders and the others are really angry, and they will never stop killing Ye Chen. Grass. The 5 orders of slaying demons in the Marine headquarters dispatched all the combat power. It seems that this time the Black Duck Pirates is going to be more ill-fortuned. Not necessarily. If you saw him motionless and turned Marine into ashes, you wouldn't think so. The pirates in Shachi's bar have already received the wind, and the people outside are naturally also. What? The world government has even issued 5 orders to kill demons. Wow, it seems that this time, the world government is going to be real. People are also talking about it. Many people turned pale with fright. From the world government sending pacifists and a team of marines to deal with Ye Chen, it can be seen that the world government has a tough attitude towards Ye Chen and the Black Crow pirates. It's just that they never expected that 5 elders would have issued 5 orders to kill Ye Chen in one go. This news is too great. Throughout the ages, since the establishment of a military operation to kill demons, the world government will only issue a command to kill demons even when dealing with powerful pirates. And this time, the world government even issued 5 orders to kill demons. It can be seen that the world government is really angry. Like the pirates in Shachi's bar, almost everyone who heard the news believed that this time, Ye Chen and his Black Crow pirates might be more fortunate. With the 5 orders of killing demons, plus almost all the combat power of the Marine headquarters, no pirate group can contend, right? Even the Whitebeard pirates, the most powerful group in the past, can't compete with it. However, because the demon slaying order is a brutal and indiscriminate attack that burns everything out, it is a waste of financial and material resources, and it is extremely easy to cause popular anger. Therefore, under normal circumstances, even the world government would not use the demonic killing order. Historically, the world government has launched the killing order twice. Once it was the O'Hara Demon Slaying Order, and the other was the Judicial Island Demon Slaying Order. There is no need to say more about the O'Hara Demon Slaying Order. A group of scholars tried to open up the secrets that the world government had concealed for hundreds of years. As for the Judiciary Island's order to kill demons, is it because of the protagonist group? Oh, kidding, that's just the surface. The real purpose of the Judiciary Island slaughter order is mainly because of the design drawings of the ancient weapon Pluto. Read more at hotmtlnovel.zi. The Pluto of Alabaston was captured by Ye Chen a long time ago, and now it has become the main ship of the Black Duck Pirates. The world government was naturally unwilling, so it tried every means to obtain the design drawings of the ancient weapon Pluto. But who ever thought that, in the end, Pluto's design was burned by Frankie? Even if the world government used the Demon Slayer order, it was in vain. Except for these 2 orders of killing demons, the world government has never launched another order of killing demons. And this time, in order to deal with Ye Chen and the Black Crow pirates, the world government even issued 5 orders to kill demons at one time. It is no wonder that people will be so shocked after hearing this news. Even when many people first heard it, they didn't believe the news was true. Until, Rumble, 50 well-equipped warships, divided into 5 teams, 10 ships in each team, appeared in the waters near the Chambord Islands. At this time, people just believed it. The world government is really going to be really serious about Ye Chen and the Black Crow pirates. Wow. The 5 orders of killing demons, what does 5 elders want to do? Do you want to provoke a world war? It is said that not long ago, Marine also captured the important crew member of the Whitebeard pirates, the captain of the 2nd Division, Ace, and now, the world government has issued 5 orders to kill the Emperor of the Sea, Ye Chen. The world government and Marine, yes. Do you want to make big moves against the pirates? No, not until now. Anyone still doesn't know Ace's true identity, right? What is his true identity? Have you never heard the rumors that Ace is actually the son of One Piece Roger? What? For a while, almost everyone in the Chambord Islands was panicked. It's going to change. This world is going to change. A new era is coming. In the Chambord Islands, on the sea not far from the 13th island, there is a luxurious cruise ship, and the situation is slowing down. The luxury of this cruise ship is simply jaw-dropping. Every brick and tile of the cruise ship is made of the most expensive and best materials. Even the toilet in the toilet is gold. The food on the cruise is also the best. There are everything you need to find the delicacies of mountains and seas, the treasures of nature, materials and earth. And, it's completely free. Who can afford to sit on such a luxurious cruise ship? Of course only the nobles of the world, celestial dragons. However, even on such a luxurious and comfortable cruise ship, the faces of these celestial dragons are full of dissatisfaction. ***5 elders, we arranged so many celestial dragons on a cruise ship. These 5 old guys have been in high positions for a long time, so don't want to do it. Master Andy's saint is right. I looked at the 5 old guys and didn't want to do it. Because of a pariah in the district, the Nuojiao district, we arranged our distinguished celestial dragons on a cruise ship. You really have 5 elders. Said it is for our safety, and I am afraid of hurting our noble celestial dragons. Humph. Actually, I'm just afraid of Ye Chen from the Black Crow Pirates. Even a mere pariah can't deal with it. I think they are no longer worthy of 5 elders. It's time for a substitution. The celestial dragons on the cruise ship were all angry. In fact, having said that, this cruise ship is so huge that it will not be a problem to accommodate thousands of people. See. Moreover, there are at least hundreds of rooms on the cruise ship, and each room is at least 200 square meters. Various entertainment facilities, even swimming pools, have everything in the room. On the celestial dragons on the ship, no one lives in 2 rooms, and there are rooms left. But even so, these celestial dragons are still dissatisfied. Chapter 137. They felt that, like them with such a distinguished status, they should each arrange such a huge luxury cruise ship. As for such a big cruise ship with only 1 celestial dragons, will it look empty and waste financial resources? They don't care about this. Anyway, that is a government business. As for their celestial dragons, they are distinguished and should be enjoyed by birth. However, just when the celestial dragons were very angry about this matter, even threatening to use their rights to impeach 5 elders, a news came. What? You said that those 5 old men had issued 5 orders to kill Ye Chen and the Black Duck Pirates in a row. Yes, that's right, Honorable Lord. Ha ha ha, this is right. What Ye Chen, what Black Duck Pirates, dare to kill us celestial dragons, all will die. Go to hell, Ye Chen. Dare to offend our most expensive celestial dragons, Ye Chen deserves death. Originally, celestial dragons, who was still very dissatisfied with 5 elders' approach, changed their minds after hearing this. Could it be that 5 elders really arranged them all on a cruise ship for the sake of their lives? Their purpose in doing this is to be more open to exterminate Ye Chen and the Black Crow and Black Thieves. Thinking about it this way, there is such a possibility. The thought of 5 elders dealing with Ye Chen so hard, the celestial dragon's dissatisfaction and anger towards them disappeared. I heard that the 3 stupid guys of elderly Sheng ran to provoke Ye Chen, but he was burned to ashes, and there was no slag left. Deserve it, let them not go on board with us, and laugh at us as cowards. Elderly sage, they deserve it, but Ye Chen dared to kill 3 celestial dragons at once. He simply didn't put our distinguished celestial dragons in his eyes. Compared to elderly sage, Ye Chen is more damned. Yes, everyone, are you interested? Let's take a look at how Ye Chen died. Of course, if this is the case, then it is so decided. The order will be passed on and go forward at full speed to the scene of the Tuma order to encircle and suppress the Black Crow Pirates. WH, what? Isn't that good? My duty is to protect the safety of all the adults and to encircle and suppress the scene. The scene must be very chaotic. Furthermore, the Black Raven Pirates is powerful, and the main ship is still Pluto. In case there are 3 long and 2 short, the small is not good enough to explain to 5 elders. What? Do you mean to dare to disobey the Andes Saint Sama? No. Dare not. Then stop talking nonsense, go ahead at full speed and rush to the scene. If you miss the scene of Ye Chen's tragic death, I will not spare you. Yes. Opening parenthesis. Read more at hotmtlnovel.zi. This side. Celestial dragons, looking forward to witnessing the tragic death of Ye Chen, ordered the captain to drive the cruise ship to the scene of the siege. And the other side. The Black Duck Pirates also encountered the fleet of Killing Demon Order and the fleet of Marine 3 Admiral and others not long ago. Facing the mighty 50 or 60 battleships, if it were other pirate groups, even the pirate group of 4 emperors, it is estimated that the members of the ship would have been scared. However, the members of the Black Crow pirate group were all excited. On the Pluto battleship, the only person with a solemn expression on his face was Luo, who had just joined the Black Crow pirates. Even Doflamingo has an extremely arrogant expression on his face. As for Galio, Acedes, and Ulquiorra, the 3 of them faced 50 or 60 marine battleships, and instead of fearing, they all showed excitement. Indeed, since the first battle in Alabaston, they have not moved their hands and feet for a long time. Now, isn't it the best opportunity? Just let them make a fuss about this sea. The last Ye Chen, hearing the roar of the engines of 50 or 60 battleships around him, he didn't even lift his eyelids. That's it. The strength of the Wudao Demon Order. He didn't need to take a shot, just Acedes and the others could take a shot. Ye Chen thinks that the only thing worthy of his attention is the 3 Marine Admiral Akainu, Aokiji, Kizaru, and the 2 veteran Marines Garp and Crane. Needless to say, the strength of Akainu, Aokiji, and Kizaru. Garp and Crane hide extremely deep, even more powerful than the 3 of them. If the 5 of them go together, Ye Chen would still be interested in doing some exercises. Ye Chen's inner thoughts: if you let outsiders know, I'm afraid it's not going to scare people. 3 Marine Admirals are not eligible to let you do it together. You must add the Marine hero Garp and Crane to be eligible to let you do it. Also, this is the Demon Slayer order. Moreover, it was not a single demon-slaying order, but a total of 5 demon-slaying orders. This also means that everyone in 5 elders used their rights to issue a demon-killing order to deal with Ye Chen. You know, every decree of killing magic is equipped with 10 most well-equipped marine warships, 5 lieutenants, 10 major generals, and there are nearly 10,000 elite marines. This combat power is more than enough to invade a powerful country. But in Ye Chen's eyes, he didn't even have the interest to take a look. Acedes, Ulquiorra, Galio, the Demon Slayer fleet will be handed over to you. Doflamingo, Luo, you two, stay and protect Pluto. If necessary, you can directly use Pluto to fire. After Ye Chen gave a few words, he closed his eyes again, and lay on the beach chair with his eyes closed. On the marine battleship, the expressions of Garp and Crane were not very good looking. In addition to the two of them, there is a more respected person, who is actually there. Yes, he is the Marine Headquarters Marshal, Sengoku. Marine claimed to the outside that Sengoku, as the Marshal, did not participate in this campaign of encirclement and suppression of the Black Duck Pirates, which is not the case. Others are on the scene, but they don't plan to show up or take action. Having said that, there is excuse. With such a big event, how could he sit at ease in Marine's office at Marine Headquarters, waiting for news from the phone worm? Naturally, it is necessary to visit the scene in person and supervise the battle personally. Damn it, after all, before the top of the war, such a big thing came out. Sengoku was furious. Of course, what he said sounded irritating Ye Chen for making such a big thing. In fact, the 5 old guys, 5 elders, couldn't hold their breath. Yes, the war at the top will break out soon, and at this time, if you can bear it, you can bear it. Chapter 138. There is really no need for the 3 stupid celestial dragons to use the power of the Killing Demon Order and almost all of the power of Marine Headquarters to deal with Ye Chen. You know, Ye Chen's strength is unfathomable, and the Black Crow pirate group has the power of a Sea Emperor several times that of Ulquiorra, as well as Acedes and Galio, 2 powerful men equivalent to the Marine Admiral level. 6 months ago, the 3 Admiral and Garp were dispatched together, but Ye Chen couldn't help it. Now, half a year later, with Ye Chen's terrifying growth rate, it is even more impossible for them to get Ye Chen. Although there are 5 more orders to kill demons, even so, Sengoku is still not optimistic about their side. Perhaps the 5 orders of killing demons and them can bring some losses to the Black Crow pirates, but Sengoku feels that their losses will definitely be greater than the Black Crow pirates. Unless, they join forces with the Ant pirates and Beasts pirates to encircle Ye Chen together. But, isn't this matter being processed? To persuade the 2 pirates of Madara, Kaido and Aunt Charlotte Linlin, to join forces with Marine, it can actually be done in a short while. Moreover, the more anxious to join forces with the two of them will inevitably open their mouths and put forward very excessive conditions and requirements. This is not what Marine can afford. Even the world government may not agree to it. Without the power of Beasts pirates and the Ant pirates, Sengoku is really not optimistic about this encirclement and suppression operation. Most likely, the final outcome will be both sides. Moreover, the number of casualties on Marine's side will definitely be more. It is even possible that Admiral will fall. Such a painful price is not something Sengoku's small Marine Headquarters Marshal can afford. Especially in the eventful autumn before the outbreak of the top war. But there is no way, the officials at a higher level crush people to death. This was an order issued by 5 elders himself, even if he was the Marine Headquarters Marshal, he had to execute the order. After this battle is over, I am afraid that the strength of our Marine will be greatly reduced. Alas. Garp couldn't help sighing. More than a big discount. Crane raised his eyelids and said, it is worth mentioning that after the Alabastan incident, Crane has been directly promoted to Marine's Chief of Staff. The purpose is to facilitate communication between Marine and world government. Impossible, 5 orders of killing, plus almost all of our Marine's combat power, can't deal with how many people in the Black Crow Pirates group. Behind he, stood her righteous sister, Tautu. Is that right? Suru did not answer directly, but looked at the 3 Marine Admiral Akainu, Kizaru, and Aokiji ahead. Sure enough, after hearing Crane's words, the 3 Marine Admirals' faces were different. Obviously, they are also not optimistic about this encirclement and suppression operation. Especially, they were taught by Ye Chen. No, after Ye Chen's men gave a severe lesson. They even have a huge gap between the strength of the 3 of them and Ye Chen. Even if the 3 of them join forces, they might not take advantage of their opponents, right? No, it must not be his opponent. Read more at hotmtlnovel.zi. After seeing 3 admirals' expressions, Tautu also understood. She has never played against Ye Chen personally. Naturally, she doesn't know how powerful Ye Chen is. But now, seeing dignified Marine 3 Admiral, she is so taboo about Ye Chen, and she is somewhat horrible about Ye Chen's strength. Eyebrows. The Black Crow pirates are doing it. Standing on the deck, staring at Akainu Sakazuki in the distance, he suddenly spoke. Among Marine 3 Admiral, he was the most dissatisfied with Ye Chen. Last time I played against Ye Chen, I was seriously injured by Ye Chen. The left arm injury did not recover until recently. For him who is proud and arrogant, this is a shame for a lifetime. Therefore, when he met Ye Chen again, he was naturally jealous. Is Ye Chen doing it? Sengoku asked quickly. No, it's his 3 companions, Galio, Acids and Ulquiorra. Akainu reported what he saw to Sengoku. Is it just sent 3 men? What does he want to do? Sengoku was a little puzzled when he heard this. Could it be that Ye Chen looked down on them and didn't bother to do it himself? Instead, Garp was relieved when he heard this. Huh, that's it, that's all right. It seems that Ye Chen, the kid, doesn't plan to fight to death with our marine. Garp said. Well, it's possible. Crane agreed with Garp's ideas. 0 find flowers 0. However, some people disagree. HMPH, if it's as you think, it's fine. In my opinion, he just looks down on our marine, and he doesn't even bother to deal with us himself. Akainu snorted coldly. Although Akainu was right, the people on the ship were more willing to believe Garp's words. After all, it is not good for them to really fight with Ye Chen. But Akainu is a main fighter, he doesn't care who others are more willing to believe. Pass the order. First Fleet, full firepower. As the head of Marine 3 Admiral, Akainu is still qualified to issue this order. Yes, with an order, Tumo ordered the First Fleet to open fire with all its strength. Boom boom boom. The shells were like raindrops, flying towards the 3 people who had stepped into the air. The density of shells is simply shocking. Fortunately, no pirates were onlookers at the scene, otherwise, this rain of shells might leave them a lifelong shadow. Please, the raindrops are not as dense as the shells, okay. With so many shells falling, let alone a person, even if it is as tiny as an ant, it can blow you up into dust. Moreover, the sky is pouring down, there is no way to hide. Cannon. Huh. Low-end human weapon. All freeze for me. Emperor. Demon god appears essence of devil. Moko bottom. With Ace Desi's order, suddenly, a tingling scene appeared. The menacing shells flew halfway, and suddenly stopped. Thousands of shells are densely packed, as if they were frozen in the air. It didn't fall, nor did it rise, just so abruptly and stopped in the air. This scene is so shocking. Even Marine on the Demon Order fleet was stunned to see this scene. The cannonball freezes in the air. They never thought about this scene, and they never dared to think about it. However, such a thing happened, right under their noses. Immediately afterwards, Acids patted his palm lightly. Suddenly, thousands of shells were all turned into boulders and shattered. Force. Chapter 139. The Marine soldier below was shocked. Some Marines were even scared to be stupid. Damn. Be one step ahead. In this regard, Han Galio was a little unhappy. How can you take the credit for lousy? However, since you are Acids, the Queen of Ice, forget it. Humph. Uriola is also a little dissatisfied. Immediately, he turned into a black and white phantom and dashed towards the firing First Fleet. The speed is fast as thunder. Huh, do you dare to rush over alone? Looking for death. Fire. Get rid of him. The 5 lieutenants of the First Fleet and the last warship of the Tumo Order dared to rush to Ulquiorra alone, very disdainful in their hearts. They felt that this guy was seeking his own death in 1997. Only the next second, they are all stupid. I saw Ulquiorra's black and white ghost, suddenly speeding up. Zzz. A lot of Reiatsu broke out. It's like a thunder in 9 days, pulsating. Boom, boom, boom. Wherever the black and white phantom passed, one after another battleship exploded and was directly destroyed by the powerful Reiatsu. One after another mushroom cloud, blooming on the sea. Accompanied by the screams of the Marine soldiers, this scene is so beautiful. How can that be? The 5 lieutenants were shocked. Just swooping past, the battleship where it passed by directly exploded. How powerful is this to burst out? Seeing the battleship exploded one after another, and in the end, only the last battleship they were onboarded was left, and the 5 lieutenants finally couldn't hold their breath. No, you can't let him go on like this anymore. Everyone, do it. Lieutenant General Huo Shaoshan said, stepping on the moonwalk and rushing forward, trying to intercept Ulquiorra in the air. Seeing this, the other 4 lieutenants naturally followed suit. Humph. In the face of the 5 lieutenant generals, Ulquiorra did not pay attention to it. His current strength is comparable to the Sea Emperor, and stronger than Admiral. He really doesn't care about 5 lieutenants. Fire. Cut in one fell swoop. Read more at hotmtlnovel.zi. Iron Body Wolf Hunting Magic Sky Wolf. Tempest Kick Kirin Shigur. Finger Pistol Beast Yan. 6 Type Uprising 6 King Spears. The 5 Marine lieutenants each performed their best moves. However, in Ulquiorra's eyes, they were all just bells and whistles. The Gun of Thunder. Ulquiorra has a pair of hands, the unique soul of Shinigami, and quickly condenses into a Haki full of thunder gun. Ulquiorra seized the strength of thunder and stabbed the 5 Marine lieutenant generals. Puff, puff. The lightning spear pierced so fast, like a thunder snake, and it burst out. 5 Marine lieutenants, before they even had time to react, they were pierced by the lightning spear one after another. Then, he fell from the air feebly. All this was done in one go. Although it is a long story, it actually happened in just 2 or 3 seconds. No. Isn't it? In 3 seconds, a fleet of demon-slaying orders was resolved. Also, there are 5 lieutenants. Is this guy still a human? He is a monster. 2. Too strong, stronger than the devil. Such a devil, can we really deal with it? When other Marine soldiers on the Demon Slayer Order fleet, and even Marine Admiral, saw this, they developed a sense of fear. Of course, they cannot be blamed. Anyone facing an unreasonably powerful person like Ulquiorra must feel desperate. Damn it, Akainu was very dissatisfied with this. Seeing, after Ulquiorra had solved a fleet of Demon Slayers in an instant, he looked at another fleet of Demon Slayers. It seemed that he was planning to destroy all the 5 Demon Slayer squads by himself. How can Akainu bear it? Aokiji, Kizaru, on. With an order, the 3 Marine Admiral were dispatched at the same time. Be sure to stop Ulquiorra and destroy it. Oh, have Marine and Admiral dispatched together. It just happened. Galio spoke. He and Acedes, seeing the Ulquiorra exhibition Kamui, instantly destroyed a fleet of Demon Slayers, and looked at the other 4 fleets of Demon Slayers. The 2 of them, how can Ulquiorra take all the credit for 0? Therefore, they also quickened their pace and rushed forward. At exactly this time, Marine 3 Admiral was dispatched. Immediately, they changed their goals. Hey, what is the destruction of the Demon Slayer fleet? Isn't the credit for killing Marine Admiral more than the devaluation of the Demon Slayer fleet? Damn it. The Akainu trio were intercepted by Galio and Acedes as soon as they were dispatched, and they were also very angry. However, facing Galio and Acedes, they did not dare to be careless. After all, the last time they were in the Chambord Islands, they played against the 2 of them, and the strength of the 2 sides was equal. Now, that's hard to say. Aokiji, Kizaru, you 2 stay to deal with them, Ulquiorra leave it to me. Akainu spoke in a commanding tone. Cut. In this regard, Aokiji is very dissatisfied. Does Akainu regard himself as their chief? Although, the next Marine Admiral, Akainu is indeed highly likely to be elected, but now he is not Marshal Marine, so he dare to give orders to him who is also Marine Admiral. Hey, Aokiji, don't be arrogant. Kizaru still plays the role of peacemaker. Of course, he played the role of peacemaker, to put it bluntly, it was for himself. If you run to deal with Ulquiorra, I can't deal with Galio and Acedes alone. No, just an Ice Queen Acedes is enough to kill Lousy. Kizaru is different from the very arrogant Akainu and Aokiji. Even if the opponent is stronger than them, they will not admit it. However, Kizaru still knows how much he has. His sparkling fruit is indeed invincible in speed, but when encountering Acedes, who can freeze time and space, it is impossible to be an opponent at all. Once he could not escape far enough and the time and space was frozen, then he had only to be slaughtered. Aokiji thought about it and felt that what Kizaru said was right, so he decided to stay and deal with Acedes. Last time, in the number 18 area of the Chambord Islands, the 2 played against each other without a win. At least Aokiji himself thinks so. So, this time, he must tell her a victory or defeat. See, who is the real master of the ice? Chapter 140. Annoying. Ulquiorra said very dissatisfied. He was about to continue to destroy the remaining 4 Demon Slayer fleets, but Akainu took the lead and stopped it. He was naturally very dissatisfied with this. On the indifferent face, there was a killing intent that anyone could clearly see. He is so indifferent and ruthless. Human feelings. Non-existent. Horrible guy. Akainu thinks that he is cold and ruthless enough, and only in this way can he be qualified for the next Marine Marshal. But he never expected that the opponent he met this time, Ulquiorra, was more ruthless than him. But even so, Akainu still doesn't think he will be Ulquiorra's opponent. Indeed, he is only one of 3 Admiral in Marine. And it is rumored that Marine Admiral is not as good as the Emperor of the Sea. But only Akainu knows that Admiral is nothing more than a name and a title. In fact, his true strength is not weaker than that of the Sea Emperor. No one really thinks that Tekken Garp is just a lieutenant general, so his strength is comparable to that of Huo Shaoshan and other generals 09, right? No way. Although Ulquiorra is arrogant, he can also feel the power of Akainu. Unless he uses the last resort to return the blade, it is hard to say that he will be able to hang him. Of course, returning the blade, said it is the last resort. When it is not a last resort, Ulquiorra will naturally not display it. The dog bites Gurren. Akainu also simply, after stopping Ulquiorra, without saying anything, he hit the opponent with a punch. Melt melt. Akainu's arm turned into lava and blasted out with a punch. Numerous lava dog heads barked and rushed towards Ulquiorra. Menacing. The temperature of the lava dog's head is extremely high, and the seawater below it is boiling. Oh, it seems that Red Dog hasn't been in vain for more than half a year. Even Ye Chen couldn't help but sigh after feeling the temperature of dog biting Red Lotus. Indeed, compared to half a year ago, Akainu has indeed improved a lot. At least, he will no longer just repeatedly use the same trick to breathe fire. This, dog biting the Red Lotus, as obviously he realized during the 6 months of recuperating. The power is much stronger than the Great Spitfire. Humph. However, even if the dog bite Gurren is powerful, Ulquiorra still doesn't care. Sero. Read more at hotmtlnovel.zi. Ulquiorra said, stretched out his right index finger and lightly moved forward. Suddenly, a large number of Reiatsu condensed and gathered into an emerald green light ball. Ulquiorra sent it gently, and the light ball flew out lightly, and then touched the barking lava dog's head. The lava dog's head collided with the ball of light, and suddenly, a violent explosion occurred. Boom! The sea of 10,000 feet of water was blown into the air, which was spectacular. On this side, Akainu and Ulquiorra have already started. On the other side, Galio and Kizaru, Acids and Aokiji, of course, have already started. The three parties were inextricably beaten, and for a while, there was no way to tell the winner. Wow, so amazing. Marine soldiers were naturally surprised and amazed. Spitfire. Akainu burst into flames, and after pushing back Ulquiorra a little bit, he couldn't help but yelled at the marine soldier below, who was just watching the show. What are you doing in a daze? Let's take advantage of us to hold the three of them and open fire on the Black Crow pirates. Akainu felt that the three major forces of the Black Raven pirates, Ulquiorra, Acids, and Galio had all been dispatched. There is only one Ye Chen on the Pluto, which is worth noting. Other people, even Doflamingo, the anti-skeletal boy, don't need to care at all. Moreover, even if Ye Chen takes the shot, there are still two veteran marines, Garp and Crane, who can contain him, so there is nothing to worry about. What's more, even if Garp and he join forces, they can't deal with Ye Chen. Isn't Marshal Sengoku also on the scene? Therefore, Akainu believes that now is the best opportunity for the remaining army of slaughter orders to open fire on the Pluto. Akainu didn't believe it anymore. With just one Pluto, Ye Chen was enough to fight the four Demon Slayer fleets and open fire with all their strength. This is absolutely impossible. Pluto's cannons are indeed powerful, but they are not as powerful as the four well-equipped fleets. 40 elite battleships. Yes, the marine soldiers on the battleships were drunk by Akainu, only to come back to their senses. So they quickly turned the main muzzle, filled the ammunition, aimed at the Pluto, and then launched. No, they fired on the Hades. Luo, who was holding the field sword, Ghost Cry, couldn't help but speak. Are you in danger? What a despicable guy. Doflamingo was very dissatisfied. You know, this time, the muzzle used by the Tumen Order fleet to fire was not the secondary muzzle on both sides of the hull, but the main muzzle on the bow. The main gun is so powerful that it is definitely not comparable to the secondary gun. In addition, Doflamingo has undercover in marine, and even the main guns of marine warships. The shells used are generally not ordinary artillery shells, and 200 is a special shell. For example, armor-piercing shells, laser cannons, particle cannons, and seastone shells designed to deal with abilities. 40 marine warships fired at the same time. What a spectacular scene. Even if it is the ancient weapon Pluto, it is estimated that it will not be able to bear it. In addition to the main muzzle, each secondary muzzle naturally fired at all. For a time, it was densely packed, with countless shells of different shapes, large or small, pouring down from the air, and several lasers, particle cannons, etc. were mixed in them. The number of shells is more than 4 times more than what Acids faced before. Moreover, what Acids freezes is all small shells, but this time, many of the shells are super shells shot out of the main muzzle. Is the power comparable to a small cannonball? This scene happened to be seen by the celestial dragons on the huge cruise ship who had just arrived at the scene, and they were all stunned. It is good. Too strong. Too strong. Is this the power of the Demon Slayer Order? Is this the power of our world government? Too powerful. What Ye Chen, what Black Crow pirates, dare to offend our celestial dragons, all die to me. Brothers and sisters, this kind of scene, with champagne, couldn't be more suitable. Black Crow pirates, go to death. Ye Chen, go to death. Chapter 141. Celestial dragons, one by one is very excited. Because they finally arrived in time, they could see the scene of Ye Chen's tragic death with their own eyes. They didn't believe it. In the face of the sky full of cannonballs, Ye Chen and his Pluto could grow wings and fly to the sky, but could not escape the sky full of cannonballs. Even if the Pluto really grows wings, it can't escape the bombardment of sky cannonballs. Even, they could already imagine in advance that Ye Chen was bombarded by cannonballs all over the sky, and there was no scum left behind. While the celestial dragons were still immersed in their beautiful fantasy, the faces of Garp and Crane became a little ugly. Akainu, this guy is so messy. Garp was very dissatisfied with Akainu's unauthorized order that all 4 fleets of the Slaughter Order fleet would fire on the Hades. In this way, is there no room for maneuver between them and Ye Chen? Yeah, Sengoku, you should also take care of Akainu. He is indeed strong, but is such a determined character really suitable for the next Marine Marshal? Crane couldn't help but speak. In response, Sengoku just shrugged and said what he could do. Akainu is backed by 5 elders, and his methods of doing things are even more favored by 5 elders. 5 elders has even appointed Akainu as the next Marine Marshal in advance. Even if he Sengoku is the current Marine Marshal, he can only verbally warn Akainu, there is nothing he can do about it. It seems that I can only hope that Ye Chen will not be too strong. Crane sighed. Otherwise, even the 2 old guys, she and Garp, can't suppress him, so it is really possible that the entire Marine headquarters will be buried here. However, looking at the cannonballs pouring down from the sky, Crane was still a little curious. Even Ye Chen, can he stop so many shells? At least, it's her, Garp or even Sengoku, they absolutely can't do it. The only thing that can be done, perhaps, is to wait for death to come. Obviously, Garp and Sengoku have the same doubts. Is Ye Chen really strong enough to fight the 4 Demon Slayer fleets alone? Not only Garp and the others have this doubt. At this moment, Luo and Doflamingo, who are on the Pluto, are also very worried about it. Master Ye Chen, does it really matter? There are too many shells. Click it backquote. Before Doflamingo finished speaking, a laser flew past his ear. Boom. Suddenly, the deck behind Doflamingo was bombarded by a laser cannon to remove a huge gap, and smoke billowed. The speed of the laser cannon is much faster than the speed of other shells, so it hit the Pluto ahead of schedule. Captain, Luo is also a little worried. He wants to propose to use his Op Fruit's special ability to transfer a few of them from the Pluto to a safe place. Otherwise, if this sky full of shells falls, let alone them, even the extremely huge Pluto would have to be bombed. Read more at hotmtlnovel.zi. It's okay. Ye Chen, who was still lying on the beach chair, had a response at this time. He stood up lazily, swept the overwhelming cannonballs in the sky, and was amused. That's it. The 4 fleets of demon-slaying orders fired with all their strength, that's it. It's not that Ye Chen looks down on Moling, but with just this little shell, he could burn them all into ashes in an instant. However, when other people saw Ye Chen and stood up, they didn't make a move. They were just dumbfounded, but they didn't think so. What's up with him? Stunned. You must be scared. Yes, it must be so. Ha ha ha. I laughed to death. Ye Chen, who is said to be amazing, is nothing more than that. I can guarantee that he must have been scared to pee. On the cruise, celestial dragons mocked Ye Chen. On the marine main ship, Sengoku, Garp and Crane did not understand for a while what happened to Ye Chen. Is it really scared by the cannon rain? However, just when they had this idea, what happened in the next second made them unforgettable in their lifetime. Burn. Seeing the cannonballs, they are about to fall on the Pluto, blooming everywhere. At this time, Ye Chen finally moved. He only uttered a word from his mouth, and he didn't see any movement. Then, the cannonballs all over the sky were all turned into ashes in an instant. A rain of ashes fluttered in the sky. What? Garp, Sengoku and Suru were stunned and exclaimed in disbelief. As for Doflamingo and Luo, although they have already seen Ye Chen's trick, they are still shocked when they see it here. Akainu, Aokiji, Kizaru, the 3 Admiral, were also stunned by this scene and couldn't help but stop their movements. How can that be? In silent, all shells will be turned into ashes. How did he do it? Everyone, except the members of the Black Duck Pirates, looked at Ye Chen as if they were looking at the devil. It's a long story, but it takes only 2 or 3 seconds from the launch of the cannonball to the landing on the Pluto. From the time Ye Chen stood up, to the time when the shells were all turned into ashes, it didn't even take half a second. It can be said that Ye Chen destroyed the cannonballs all over the sky in an instant. All turned into ashes. Backquote. How could this be? Such a terrifying heat, how did he do it? Akainu's face was even more disastrous. As a person with the ability of lava fruit, others may not feel the fleeting and terrifying heat. High temperatures up to millions of degrees. But he did feel it. Such a terrifying high temperature, I am afraid that not even his lava can be burned to ashes. How terrible. How fast is this kid making progress? How long has it been since the first battle in Alabaston? Garp was stunned. Garp, do you think the 3 of us join forces to deal with the current Ye Chen? What is the chance of winning? Sengoku looked solemn and couldn't help but ask. Odds. Oh, it is estimated that our 3 old guys will all have to fall in this battle. Garp is not trying to grow others' ambitions and destroy his prestige. He has known for a long time that Ye Chen has been hiding his strength, but he did not expect that Ye Chen is so powerful. Moreover, he has a hunch that this is not Ye Chen's full strength. He should have a stronger whole card right. Yes, it is Bankai of Ryūjin Jakka. Once Bankai, the entire world will fall into a sea of flames, and the world will be destroyed. Cough. Sengoku and Suru fell into silence at the same time. Chapter 142. If someone else said this instead, they would definitely not believe it. They are indeed old, but their strength is still quite good. Perhaps alone, they can't beat the Sea Emperor, but the 3 of them work together, let alone a Sea Emperor, even if the Sea Emperor plus their most powerful deputy, they can still win. But even if the 3 of them work together, there is nothing to do with Ye Chen. It can be seen how powerful Ye Chen is now. I've told 5 elders a long time ago, this kid is definitely not his own strength, but his terrifying potential. If there was a chance, he could be wiped out, that would be great. Sengoku sighed. I missed the opportunity to kill Ye Chen, now it is even more impossible. Then what should I do now? Do you really want to fight Ye Chen to the end? Garp asked. After seeing Ye Chen's ability to burn all artillery shells to ashes without making any changes, he didn't want to do anything with Ye Chen at all. After all, he still wants to live a few more years. However, this was an order from 5 elders himself, and he couldn't help it. Can't escape right away, right? 200. That's a big sin. Sengoku and Suru also fell into deep thought. Yes, they are either advancing or retreating now. Could it be that, in the end, there is really only a way to burn the jade and the stone? Just when the three veteran Marines were frowning, Tautu, who was standing behind Crane, spoke. I have a way that can make us retreat, but 5 elders can't blame us. What? Peach Rabbit, what are you talking about? He was very surprised when he heard this. Garp and Sengoku were also curiously looking at the little girl Tautu. Of course, Tautu is actually quite big, a proper royal sister. But in the eyes of the 3 old guys, she was still that little girl. Maybe they didn't realize that this little girl has grown up and can be alone. What can you do, Tautu? Sengoku couldn't help asking. It's very simple, those scumbags of good deeds, ahem. Celestial dragons, didn't you rush to watch the excitement? They think they have the protection of the Demon Slayer fleet, so there will be nothing wrong. Usually, they do hate it, but now, we can use protecting them as an excuse to order the Demon Slayer to withdraw the fleet. In this way, even if 5 elders wants to blame us, there is probably no excuse. After all, protecting the safety of celestial dragons is more important than any task. Isn't this an unwritten rule of the world government? Read more at hotmtlnovel.zi. As soon as Tautu said this, Garp and others felt that it was feasible. Yes, this method is feasible. Garp slapped his head and said. Protecting the safety of celestial dragons is more important than any mission, even the action to encircle the big pirates. This is an unwritten rule set by the world government itself. In order to protect the safety of celestial dragons, we ordered the Demon Slayer fleet to protect the celestial dragons to evacuate. The 5 old guys and 5 elders can't blame us. Yes, we are not going to defy orders and not fight Ye Chen, but to protect the lives of celestial dragons. Crane also joked, still not forgetting to cast an admiring look at Tautu. If it weren't for Tautu to come up with such a way, they would really have to fight Ye Chen to the end, and in the end, they might even fall under Ye Chen's hands. The order is passed down, so that the 4 fleets of slaughter orders will stop firing on the Pluto, protect the noble celestial dragons, and quickly evacuate the sea area of number 13 to a safe place. With an excuse, Sengoku no longer hesitated, and immediately ordered. Soon, the order reached all Marines' ears, including Akainu. What? Sengoku and the 3 of them dare to defy the order given by 5 elders. Akainu was very angry about this. He knew very well that 5 elders personally issued the slaughter order, and even the current Marine Marshal Sengoku has no right to terminate the slaughter order. Unless, there is the approval of the General Staff of Marine, Suru. Although the Killing Demon Order is a special operation organization, to put it bluntly, it uses Marines' resources and fleet, and the direct jurisdiction is still in the hands of Marshal Marine and Marine's Chief of Staff. If both of them think that the order to kill demons should be terminated, they can still leapfrog the ranks. It is precisely because of this that Akainu is so dissatisfied. It seems that Sengoku, Garp, and Crane wanted to defy 5 elders' orders blatantly. No, Marshal Sengoku made the order only to protect the life of the noble celestial dragons. The messenger quickly explained. Evil. Akainu made a weird call, but there was nothing to do. After all, he is the most loyal lackey of celestial dragons. Since it is to protect celestial dragons' lives, there is nothing he can do. But he was still unwilling. The order goes on, all fleets, protect celestial dragons, and retreat quickly. Akainu ordered. Then, Admiral, how about you? Don't you retreat with us? The messenger saw Akainu indifferently, and couldn't help but ask. Retreat. Oh, Lousy is going to stay and hit the Black Duck pirates severely. Let the weak and incompetent in the Marine Sea. Our Marine strength is also strong enough. Akainu almost growled. Ulquiorra did not take the opportunity to attack Akainu, but watched the show. When he heard that Akainu intends to stay alone and face everything, he didn't know whether he should admire Akainu's courage or say he was too arrogant. Only you alone want to hit the Black Crow pirates. Idiot, you can't even beat me. Ulquiorra said indifferently. How can I know if I don't try? Akainu growled. Rumble. The sound of the engine. Almost in a short moment, all of the more than 40 fleets retreated. Even Aokiji and Kizaru, after receiving the order to retreat, forcibly retreated Galio and Acedes and retreated back to the main ship. Only Akainu chose to stay. What the hell Akainu is going to do? After Sengoku learned that Akainu ignored his command of the marshal and insisted on letting go, he finally became a big hit. HMPH, let him stay here and wait for death. Aokiji, who was also dissatisfied with Akainu, snorted coldly. This can't work. Akainu's next top war will deal with the important combat power of the Whitebeard pirates. You can't let an accident happen here. Kizaru, you stay and wait for opportunities. Sengoku calmed down the anger in his heart and ordered Kizaru. Chapter 143. Okay, I knew it, in the end I took everything. Kizaru is also very helpless. No way, those who can do more work, who makes him a sparkling fruit ability. The only person who can save Akainu is him. Why, before the fight started, I retreated. Ye Chen looked at the 4 Demon Slayer fleets and retreated one after another, and couldn't help but feel happy. What the hell is this? Do you drive the Demon Slayer Order fleet out for a walk? Everyone knows that a large-scale fleet like the Demon Slaying Order requires a large amount of money and materials to be dispatched only once, and it is not that the Demon Slaying Order is dispatched, it is not that it will not return without completing the mission. Is it really okay to just come back this time without success? If the people of the world knew that the dignified demon-slaying order fleet was scared away by the Black Crow pirates, they would have laughed out of their teeth. Luxury cruise. Celestial dragons were very dissatisfied at first after receiving the news that the demon-slaying order fleet had all retreated. But when they thought of Ye Chen's horror, all the cannonballs in the sky were turned into ashes in an instant, they still couldn't help swallowing their saliva. Alright, protecting the safety of our noble celestial dragons is the primary task. The annihilation of Ye Chen and his Black Crow pirates is only a secondary task. You can also annihilate him next time. Celestial dragons are still stiff. In fact, to put it plainly, they are just greedy for life and fear of death. Ye Chen didn't show off, they still thought about coming to see how he died tragically. When they saw Ye Chen reel, they were scared to pee. How dare they stay on the scene for an extra minute? It just so happened that Sengoku made the decision to protect them from retreating. This decision can be said to be deep in their hearts. Because these superior celestial dragons did not object, the withdrawal went smoothly. Soon, there was only one lone pirate ship Pluto left in the entire sea. Of course, in the distance, there are also many pirate groups who have heard the news and are watching, but how dare they get too close to the scene? After all, no one wants to be baptized by the flood of gunfire from the Tumen Order fleet. Master Captain, let me go and chase them. They ran away before I hit enough. What does this mean? Galio said angrily. He didn't take it seriously, and the Demon Slayer Order fleet withdrew. This is okay. Ace Daisy also looked at Ye Chen eagerly. It seemed that as long as Ye Chen gave an order, the two of them would immediately turn into a light, chase it, and then deal a heavy blow to the Demon Order fleet. Don't chase the poor. Ye Chen stopped them. The reason is very simple. He had long sensed that there were 3 powerful auras on the marine main ship, one of which was from Garp he was familiar with, and the other was also very familiar, but he couldn't remember who it was for a while. There is another stranger, it should be someone he hasn't met. If Galio and Acids are chased by them, and Marine is pressed into a hurry, it will be impossible for them to retreat. At least one of Galio and Acids will be injured. This is what Ye Chen didn't want. Read more at hotmtlnovel.zi. His companions are equivalent to his family, how can they be injured casually? Besides, Ye Chen actually didn't plan to completely break with Marine. In this world, the biggest problem actually exists in the world government. As for Marine, it is nothing more than a guarantee for maintaining the world's balanced order. Their concept of justice is not wrong, but the world is wrong. Moreover, many people at Marine, such as Garp, Sengoku, and Ye Chen, have a good impression of them. Perhaps, Ye Chen has an idea. Maybe, if you really want to overthrow the world government in the future, you can also use Marine. So, it is undoubtedly the most stupid thing to fight with Marine to the death in the Jade. Okay. Although he was unwilling, Galio couldn't help it. As long as it is Ye Chen's order, he will obey unconditionally. Acids is the same. After the fleet retreat, Ulquiorra and Akainu were left in the sea area in front of them. Do it. Ulquiorra has never liked talking nonsense. After speaking, he rushed forward. Humph. Akainu gave a cold snort and also shot. This time, he didn't hide his strength anymore. Success. Pirate. Marine is the only justice. Heaven dog. Akainu roared, his arm turned into lava and stretched out. The speed is not only extremely fast, but the power is extraordinary. 0 Fine flowers 0. Steel skin. Ulquiorra snorted coldly, his arm was covered by a layer of cuticle armor, and then, he moved towards the nether dog, to resist. Boom. When the two touched each other, a huge noise erupted. The molten slurry broke out directly, black smoke billowing. A huge uzumaki was directly blown out of the entire sea. The sea kept rolling. Humph. Ulquiorra let out a cold snort, but was hit by the explosion and bounced away. Oh, Ye Chen was also attracted by this fierce fight. Is this how Akainu wiped out half of Whitebeard's face in the original manga? It's quite powerful. Ye Chen also shined when he saw Akainu show the nether dog. 0. It's a pity that in the animated version, the audience may be considered too young, so the classic scene of Whitebeard getting half of his face knocked out by Akainu did not appear. I think Ye Chen was really shocked by this scene when he was reading the original manga. Someone was able to knock off Whitebeard's face with one punch. It seems that Akainu Sakazuki is Akainu Sakazuki after all, and he is still Marine's most powerful combat power. Only that's what you can do. If you are capable of this, you are not qualified. Continue to be my opponent. Akainu clenched the lava fist, looked at the Hades, and said coldly. It can be seen that his obsession with Ye Chen is still quite deep. Ye Chen couldn't figure it out. There was no grievance or enmity between them. Didn't he just defeat him once in the Chambord Islands? He needs to bear his grudge until now. Is it because he is a pirate? This is indeed possible. Akainu considers himself an absolutely righteous marine. He has never been merciful to pirates. These words should be what I said. You are really capable of pushing me back. I just don't know, can you take the next chapter from me? Ulquiorra said intermittently after steadying his figure in the air. What? Akainu heard the words and suddenly felt something was wrong. Far away, the pirates' onlookers, seeing Akainu show Kamui, punched Ulquiorra back, one by one they were dumbfounded. Force. Chapter 144. It's worthy of being the leader of Marine 3 Admiral, so powerful. As this Akainu. Before, I heard that his strength is no worse than that of the Sea Emperor. I still don't believe it, but now I believe it. Oh, if this punch hits me, it won't be as simple as being forced back. I'm afraid, the whole person itself will be melted by magma. Ulquiorra's skin, what exactly is it made of, can actually present Akainu's magma. In my opinion, Ulquiorra will not be Akainu's opponent. Yes, although Ulquiorra has the strength of the Sea Emperor, he is too young after all, so how can Akainu have rich combat experience? Yeah, it is estimated that Ye Chen has to make a move. People are talking about it, but most people are not optimistic about Ulquiorra. Because Ulquiorra was punched back by Akainu, this is a fact. Only in 2000, in the next second, their thoughts changed drastically. A paragraph returned to the edge. Ulquiorra said 4 words coldly. Then, a shocking scene appeared. Behind Ulquiorra, suddenly, a pair of dark wings spread out to cover the sky and the sun. The black Reiatsu raindrops fell from the sky. The white robe on Ulquiorra's body, without wind, automatically. It makes him look like a demon god. The powerful Reiatsu rages on. The sea water in the entire sea area is tumbling endlessly, the waves are turbulent and surging. What's the situation? He can transform. What kind of fruit is this zone? The pirates in the distance were stunned. They regretted it, and regretted that Ulquiorra couldn't beat Akainu just now. It turns out that he has been hiding deeply. The bells and whistles. Akainu was shocked by this scene, but on the surface, how could he show it? Heaven dog. With a roar, Akainu concocted again according to the law, turned his arm into lava, and grabbed Ulquiorra. The speed is terrifying. Wherever the magma arm passed by, the sea water on the surface of the sea was boiling. Is this a duel between the strong and the strong? It's so shocking. Humph. Seeing Akainu repeat the old tricks, Ulquiorra was very disdainful. Black Sero. Just when Akainu's magma fist was about to bomb Ulquiorra's head, Ulquiorra finally got the action. He stretched out a finger and condensed a pitch-black Reiatsu energy ball. Read more at hotmtlnovel.zi. Black Sero is a black Sero that can only be used in a state of liberation. It is 10 times, or even 100 times more powerful than ordinary Sero. Boom. The magma collided with the black Sero and immediately caused a big explosion. A huge mushroom cloud rose into the sky. Almost covered the entire sky. A huge hole was blown out in the entire sea. The sea kept pouring in. For a time, this hole could not be filled. Wow. Akainu was injured by the impact of the huge explosion, and a mouthful of blood came out of her mouth. No, how is this possible? Such powerful energy, how did he compress them to a small point? Akainu couldn't believe it. A huge wound was exploded in his chest, and blood spurted wildly. He flew upside down like a kite with a broken line. But even so, he still kept his head sober and didn't pass out because of it. The willpower of Akainu is not unforgiving. Unfortunately, he met Ulquiorra. Without opening the liberated state, Ulquiorra may only match him. But as long as a period of homecoming is liberated, then Ulquiorra can sling Akainu. No, it's just a black Sero. Ulquiorra seriously injured Akainu. Weak. Ulquiorra dropped a word and rushed forward again. It seemed that he was going to kill Akainu. But at this moment, a flash of yellow flashed past. He came to Akainu in a thunderous manner, and then he helped Akainu and fled away quickly. Want to escape. The yellow flash speed is fast, but Ulquiorra's speed is not full. Moonlight Sword. Ulquiorra stretched out his hand and grabbed a moonlight sword out of thin air, and then slashed it towards the place where the yellow flash was flashing. Boom. A huge gully was cut directly across the sea. Damn it, I knew it, this is thankless work. Kizaru saw a huge sword aura, followed by, almost frightened his legs zero. There is no way, I can only use that trick. Yada mirror. Suddenly, a refraction track of light appeared in the sky. Kizaru supported Akainu, turned into a light, and fled quickly along the track. Seeing this, Ulquiorra naturally wanted to chase. However, he was stopped by Ye Chen. Ulquiorra, stop chasing, come back. For Ye Chen, seriously hurting Akainu and giving Marine a shock is enough, there is no need to kill them all. Yes, after hearing this, Ulquiorra naturally did not defy Ye Chen's order and obediently returned to the Hades. A worldwide war that is very likely to break out has just come to an end. Soon, this matter spread all over the world. People were shocked when they learned that the world government had issued 5 orders to kill the demons just to annihilate Ye Chen and his Black Crow pirates. 5 orders of killing demons, even the Whitebeard pirates, no, even the Rocks pirate back then did not have such treatment. Ye Chen, who has just appeared not long ago and has gained fame in just 6 months, is how powerful is it that makes the world government and Marine headquarters so jealous? Of course, it is even more shocking. Even if the world government even issued 5 orders to kill demons, Marine headquarters used almost all its combat power, but it still failed to take down Ye Chen and the Black Crow pirates. On the contrary, it also lost a fleet of demon-slaying order. The well-known fire general Yamanaka also fell in this battle. As a result, people became more admired and awed by Ye Chen and the Black Crow pirates. Especially those big power pirate groups that were dissatisfied with the Black Crow pirate group, now they are all convinced. Of course, with regard to this matter, the world government also marine, so they naturally have their opinions. What they said to the outside world was that Ye Chen and the Black Duck pirates were stunned by the 5 Demon Slayer fleets, and they ran away desperately without daring to fight. On the marine side, in order to protect the safety of celestial dragons, they did not choose to pursue the victory. Many people really believe this statement. No way, most people are always stupid. Only a few people are sober. Chapter 145. Ye Chen did not give any explanation for this. Anyway, if he remembers correctly, when Marine withdrew, there were many pirates watching the battle. World government can deceive some people, but it can't deceive everyone. World government, 5 elders. At first, 5 elders heard that Sengoku and the others dared to defy their orders and withdrew the Demon Slayer order fleet, so naturally they were very angry. However, the reason Sengoku gave them made them have no choice but to get angry with him. No way, at any time, protecting the lives of the noble celestial dragons is the most important thing. This is an unwritten rule established at the beginning of the establishment of the world government. Even if they are in a high position, they cannot change this rule. Unless, the person above them has the right to change this rule. However, after calming down, 5 elders also felt that Sengoku's approach was actually correct. Soon, there will be a war on top. In this eventful autumn, it is really not suitable to cause trouble. The most important thing is to save the strength to deal with the Whitebeard pirates. So, this matter is nothing more than 09. After this battle, the Black Crow Pirates group also disappeared again and disappeared from people's sight. Time passed, and soon, half a month passed. The war on the top finally kicked off. The news that Ace is the son of Roger, the Pirate King, has spread all over the world in the past 2 weeks. When people, especially the villagers in Windmill Village, learned that Ace turned out to be the son of One Piece Roger, it was shocking. No wonder, world government and marine headquarters, for an Ace, would rather tear their faces with the Whitebeard pirates. It turns out that Ace turned out to be the son of One Piece. No, you only know now. I have known for a long time that Ace's identity is definitely not simple. I have only joined the Whitebeard pirates for a few years, and became the captain of the second team. He must have a background. Yes, it is said that Whitebeard had a close relationship with Roger, the Pirate King, and he would let Ace be the captain of the second team of the Whitebeard pirates. That's a matter of course. F***K your mother's shit, brother Ace can be the captain of the second team of the Whitebeard pirates because of his strength. Who are you? How do you know whether he depends on strength or relationship? Stop talking, he is Luffy from the Straw Hat Pirates. What, boy with a straw hat? Opening parenthesis. Read more at hotmtlnovel.zi. World government, is it going to attack the Whitebeard pirates after all? Red hair pirates, Shanks has a solemn face. He knew that after all, the world government would use them, sea emperors, to perform operations, but he did not expect that they would come so quickly. Moreover, the reason for the Whitebeard pirate group's operation was Ace, the son of One Piece Roger. It seems that this world is about to usher in a major reshuffle. Deputy Captain Ben Bakaman also couldn't help sighing. What he said is correct. Even in the original book, after the war, the power of the pirate world has also ushered in a reshuffle. Among them, the most important thing is the rise of the Blackbeard pirates, and Blackbeard has become the new 4 emperors. However, compared to the original book, this time the top war, because 5 elders participated in the whole process, so this time the shuffle will definitely only be more thorough. And pirates. Well, Marine headquarters is fighting with the Whitebeard pirates, okay, great. Aunt Charlotte Linlin is obviously a lord who is afraid that the world will not be chaotic. She is really happy to hear that Marine is going to execute Ace publicly at the headquarters of Malin Vatican. As long as the Whitebeard pirates and Marine both lose out, then she can take advantage of the fisherman's advantage and take the opportunity to snatch more of the Whitebeard pirates' chassis. Before, she also rejected the proposal of the world government to send someone over and request to join forces against Ye Chen, but now, she thinks she might consider this proposal. Ye Chen is a big worry for her. She can say that she hates Ye Chen deeply. If Ye Chen can be solved by joining hands with world government and Marine, she is willing to join hands. Beasts pirates. It seems that the old fellow Whitebeard is going to fall this time. Kaido, who was still recovering in a hidden sea area, couldn't help sighing after hearing the news. Captain, I heard that the Whitebeard pirates will come out in this top war. At that time, the Whitebeard pirates will definitely be unguarded. Should we take this opportunity? Yan Calamity Jin proposed. Nonsense, of course. Kaido opened his mouth. If you don't take this opportunity to snatch the Whitebeard pirates' turf, should you give it to the Ant pirates and the Black Crow pirates? Kaido doesn't know what Red Hair pirates will do. But he knew very well that the anti-pirates and the Black Crow pirates would definitely take this opportunity to encroach on the Whitebeard pirates. So no matter what, he will get in, and absolutely can't let the Whitebeard pirate group's sight be divided between the Ant pirate group and the Black Crow pirate group. Beasts pirates, naturally also have a share. Then, what about the previous world government sent someone over to request a joint effort? Plague Quinn couldn't help but speak. This matter will be discussed later. Kaido 200 does want to repay Ye Chen's revenge for severely injuring himself and killing his important cadre Dr. Jack, but considering Ye Chen's terrifying and extremely hidden strength, he still hesitates. If the world government, or the Ant Pirate Group, either of the two parties can't do their best, then even if they join forces with the three parties, they won't necessarily be able to win the Black Crow and Pirate Group. Unless all three parties do their best. However, let the three parties who are pregnant with ghosts do their best to deal with Ye Chen. Is this possible? Therefore, Kaido does not want to talk about this annoying thing. At present, the most important thing is how to plunder as much as possible of the Whitebeard pirate group during the war. All over the world, when the curtain on the war on top is about to begin, there is a lot of discussion and excitement. The Black Crow pirates, which disappeared from public view, appeared in New World, somewhere in the large calm belt waters. At this moment, the Black Crow pirate group is actually holding an activity to hunt and kill the Sea Kings. If this is made known to the world, I am afraid it is not going to make a complaint. What time is it now? The outside world is turbulent, and the sky is about to change. The whole world is about to be shuffled. You still have the mind to hold any Sea Kings hunting activities here. Is the Black Crow pirate group such a good pirate group? Chapter 146. Having said that, Ye Chen can't be blamed. Who would let the sign-in task issued by the system during this time be to sign in this calm belt sea area? As for the rewards for signing in this time, it is a life card unique to Pirate World. Of course, the life card produced by the system is naturally an unusual life card. This life card not only represents the vitality of the owner of the life card, sharing the position between the two parties, but also sharing life, strength and even moves and abilities. However, this life card has a limitation, that is, it can only be torn into two. Unlike other life cards, you can tear them into several pieces. Otherwise, as the owner of this life card, Ye Chen tears it into countless pieces and distributes them to all members of the Black Crow Pirates. Doesn't everyone in the Black Crow Pirates have Ye Chen's strength? This is too abnormal. Because it can only be torn into two parts, it is a bit difficult to give the other half of the life card to whom. Ye Chen told this to the important members of the Black Crow Pirates, that is, Ulquiorra, Acids and others, they naturally want everyone. Doflamingo and Luo want it because they also want to become as powerful as Ye Chen. As long as you have Ye Chen's life card, can this wish be realized? As for Ulquiorra, Acids, and Galio, they are already strong enough. The reason they want the life card is naturally because the life card also shares all the information between them and Ye Chen. Ye Chen is their master and the object of their allegiance to them. And the life card allows them to know Ye Chen's location information at any time, know whether he is in danger and need assistance. Isn't this what they want most? It can be said that obtaining Ye Chen's life card is equivalent to obtaining all the trust of Ye Chen. After all, the life card shares all the information between the two parties. Therefore, all of them naturally want to get the other half of the life card. Seeing that everyone wanted it, Ye Chen couldn't help it, so he had to propose something to kill Sea Kings. Those who win the game can get the other half of the life card. The holding of this game can help to add to the excitement and fill up the boring days of sailing on the sea. Secondly, it can also be seen from this that the strength of several people at sea is stronger and weaker. As for the result of the game, it is natural to imagine that it was Ulquiorra who won the final victory. Although Acids used her imperial abilities to freeze the entire sea surface, she still lost to Ulquiorra by the gap between the two Sea Kings. The original result has already come out. But after the game, Galio, Doflamingo and Luo all protested. It is said that Ulquiorra used the transformation ability of a section of Gui Blade to transform into a big devil to win the game. This is equivalent to cheating. Read more at hotmtlnovel.zi. Ye Chen thinks about it, too. Therefore, it was declared that Ulquiorra's competition results were invalid, and the first place went to Acids. The reason for making such a decision is to be fair, not that Ye Chen favors beautiful women. Upon hearing Ye Chen's decision, Galio, Doflamingo and Luo still wanted to protest. However, feeling the cold eyes of Acids from his back, the three of them could only give up obediently. Well, the Queen of Ice, it's not something they can provoke. Otherwise, to be frozen in time and space forever, then the gain is not worth the loss. Afterwards, Ye Chen tore the life card in half, keeping the half for himself, and giving the other half to Acids. After both parties integrated the nail material into the life card, Ye Chen only learned how abnormal the life card produced by the system is. Ye Chen now not only knows all the abilities and moves of Ace Daisy, but he can also use it even if he doesn't have the Emperor's equipment. Moreover, as long as he holds the life card, he knows exactly where Acids is, what the situation is, and what he is thinking about. This is equivalent to peeping at each other's thoughts. Ye Chen is fortunate, but fortunately, the other half of the life card is given to Acids. Otherwise, if they were given to Galio and Doflamingo, they would get goosebumps after all. It's not that Ye Chen discriminated against the two of them. It's just the secret of his heart. It is not good to be peeped by them. As for why Ulquiorra and Luo are not mentioned, do they seem to be the kind of people who peep into the secrets of others? Of course not. Holding the life card, Acids clearly discovered this. After holding the life card, she looked at Ye Chen again, and it became more affectionate. When everyone saw Ace Desi's moving eyes, they were also depressed. It would be great if they could get the other half of Ye Chen's life card. Okay, we should also leave this calm belt. Ye Chen said. The war on the top is about to begin. Although Ye Chen has no plans to make do, it is still necessary to find a quiet bar with fine wine and enjoy this historic battle in front of the TV. After the Pluto left the calm belt, the camera slowly pulled back. At this time, a shocking scene just appeared before my eyes. I saw the huge calm belt, densely floating the bodies of countless sea kings. There are so many, there are not 5,000, at least 3,000. 3,000 bodies of sea kings. Even the entire sea surface was stained red with blood. Is this the result of the battle between Acids and the 5 of them? If there is an unknowing ship breaking into the calm belt and seeing this scene, it will definitely be shocked. I mistakenly thought it was the sea kings of the calm belt because of a violent fight for some reason, that's why this scene happened. Of course, having said that, unless it's looking for death, how can there be pirates for no reason? Ships go into the dangerous calm belt. 2 days later, the war on the top officially began. Like the original book, in order to save the family, Ace, the Whitebeard pirates, 16 squads, 1,600 people, all dispatched. On the Marine headquarters side, complete preparations were also made. Not only Marine San Admiral, but also the remaining members of 7 warlords of the sea, also gathered. Among them, including the Empress, Boa Hancock Wright. The 3 veterans Garp, Crane and Sengoku were naturally also on the scene. Even the 2 admiral candidates, Tautu and T. Dolphin, are also there. In addition, there are countless lieutenants, elite lieutenants, and so on. It can be said that in order to deal with Whitebeard and the Whitebeard pirates, the Marine headquarters has deployed all its forces. Chapter 147. In addition to the full strength of the Marine headquarters, 5 elders, the top level of the world government, is actually hidden in it. 5 elders, hiding in the dark, was secretly grateful to see this scene. Fortunately, half a month ago, they didn't really fight Ye Chen with Ye Chen. Otherwise, now, I don't know what to use against the Whitebeard pirates. The Whitebeard pirate group is absolutely qualified to let Marine headquarters use all their combat power to deal with it. Is the execution about to begin? Yes, it is. It is said that this time, the world government also used a large number of projection phone bugs to broadcast this public execution of Ace to the world. That is to say, we don't have to risk our lives to drive the ship near the sea area where Marine headquarters Marine Vatican is located, and we can also see this historic scene. Yes, in the square of Chambord Islands, the world government has sent people to install a lot of giant screens. Now, the screens have images, and many people have gathered in the squares of Chambord Islands. Really? Then I'll go quickly. Wait for me. Countless pirates, in order to witness this historic scene, rushed to the Chambord Islands. 200 in the Hades, at this moment, it is also slowly sailing towards the Chambord Islands. Although, on the Pluto, there was also a projection phone worm inside Marine, which was obtained by a spy that Doflamingo installed in Marine. However, to watch this scene on the boat, it is not comfortable to watch this scene with a small wine in the bar. Therefore, Ye Chen planned to go to Shachi's bar this time to watch this scene. It just so happens that you can also reminisce with Rayleigh. But, the ship has not yet approached the port, Ye Chen suddenly received a new mission issued by the system. Ding. New sign-in task released. Please go to Marine headquarters to sign in, Marin Fando, and you will get rewards immediately after signing in. The time limit is 3 hours. ? Hearing the news released by the system, Ye Chen suddenly looked confused. Wow, what is the system doing? Are you messing up? When the war at the top broke out, such a mission was released. If it's not something to do, then there is no need to limit the implementation to 3 hours. It seems that the system just wants him to blend into the top war. Ye Chen didn't intend to participate in the war on the top. Although he had a good impression of Whitebeard, what would happen to the Whitebeard pirates did not matter to him. If the Whitebeard pirates is the same as in the original, in this battle, the strength has suffered a huge blow. For Ye Chen, it is still a good thing. In this way, he doesn't have to look at Whitebeard's face, and can justifiably carve up the Whitebeard pirate group's territory. Read more at hotmtlnovel.zi. Otherwise, these sites will eventually fall into the hands of the ant pirates and beasts pirates. Oh, yes, and the upcoming Blackbeard pirates. So, Ye Chen didn't intend to get involved in this matter at all at first, but now, since the system has released such a task, there is nothing to do. Let the order go on. Change course. Target Marine headquarters. Marin Bander. Move forward at full speed. Ye Chen ordered. Yes. The crew led the order. Master Ye Chen, didn't you say that we didn't participate in this top war? Why did we suddenly change our minds? In this regard, Doflamingo was puzzled. Is it because of her? The pirates know. One beauty, Empress, Boa Hancock. It is possible. After all, since ancient times, heroes cherish beauty, Ye Chen will go to Malin Vatican to see the face of the Empress, it may not be impossible. But Doflamingo thinks Ye Chen should not be so short-sighted. Don't think too much, I just think that you are probably also suffocated in the past half month. It happens that you can take advantage of the top to win, and the masters will gather, so that you can exercise your hands and feet. Ye Chen doesn't know where. Doflamingo has a little 9 in his heart. Immediately, he casually found an excuse and said. What, are you going to fight? That's great. Galio's fist is already hunger and thirst. Han Galio, hearing the words, said immediately. Indeed, in the last half-month of sailing, apart from hunting sea kings, there was no other activity, but the belligerent Galio and Ulquiorra were boring. Even Acedes, hearing this, was a little eager to try. Under Ye Chen's order, the Pluto changed course and began to head towards Marine Headquarters, Marineford. Marine Headquarters, Marineford. At this moment, an unprecedented war is quietly brewing. All Marine is ready. However, the time for Ace's execution was approaching, and there was no movement in the nearby sea. What's the matter? Is Whitebeard afraid to come and rescue his son, Ace? I don't know, it was the Marine cadre who issued such a question. Impossible. Whitebeard will definitely come, Sengoku immediately retorted. With his understanding of Whitebeard Edward Newgate, how could this guy leave his son alone? He will definitely be back. It is estimated that he will appear on the stage in a way we did not expect. Sengoku is very sure about this. 5 elders, hiding in the dark, didn't think so. Oh, it's said that Whitebeard regards his crew as his own sons. Even if he risked his life, he would definitely save his crew. It seems that it is not necessarily. That is, to ruin the entire Whitebeard pirates for an ace, can Whitebeard commit it? In my opinion, Whitebeard must not be back this time. What should he do if he doesn't come? Do you want to continue to execute Ace? Of course, just because he is the son of One Piece Roger, he must die. Oh, Whitebeard, it's wasted that the world has said so much about your love and righteousness. In the end, you are nothing more than a guy who does not care about his crew for his own benefit. Pirates are pirates. It's not just 5 elders that mocks Whitebeard. At the scene, people began to talk a lot because they couldn't wait for the appearance of the Whitebeard pirates. Ace, who was tied to the execution frame, looked gloomy when he heard these words. Will Dad really not come? No, it is impossible. Ace immediately denied the idea. At this moment, the calm sea suddenly moved. Rumble. On the calm sea surface of Marineford, a huge bag suddenly bulged. Then, a huge ship suddenly appeared in front of everyone. It is the main ship of the Whitebeard pirates, the Moby Dick. Chapter 148. Following the Moby Dick, more than a dozen pirate ships also appeared. It is the 16th squad of the Whitebeard pirates. After the Whitebeard pirates came on stage, the first words Whitebeard shouted shocked the world. Ace, my son, we are here to save you. Whitebeard sounded like a bell, ringing all over Marineford. Wow, everyone at the scene was in an uproar. Ace, here we are. Marco and other members of the Whitebeard pirate group also spoke. They are full of enthusiasm, and it seems that they will not give up if they don't save Ace. Old Daddy, everyone. Upon seeing this, Ace was very moved and choked. This is the Whitebeard pirate group. Do not regret entering Whitebeard in this life. How is this going? Sitting on the high platform, Sengoku and others were relatively calm, but they were also surprised. They never expected that the Whitebeard pirates would appear in this way. Marine has prepared and arranged all the sea areas around Marineford. It was to prevent the Whitebeard pirate group from attacking Marine headquarters Marineford, but they never expected that the Whitebeard pirate group emerged from the bottom of the sea. The precautions and arrangements they have done before are in vain. Hee, as expected of Whitebeard, he can think of such an appearance. Garp chuckled, but everyone can hear that his tone is full of helplessness. Yes, what Ace was saying, it was his half-grandson, but now, you have to watch him publicly executed. Is there anything more cruel than this in the world? By the way, as a Marine hero Lieutenant General, 5 elders ordered him to sit on the scene. He couldn't escape without excuses. But it was precisely because of 5 elders' unreasonable practices that in Garp's mind, for the first time, the idea that perhaps this world would be better without world government. Ace, we are here to save you too. A loud cry, also suddenly sounded. Who? Everyone looked at the place where the sound came from. If he dared to speak after the first Sea Emperor Whitebeard, he must be a very powerful and courageous person. Could it be? Ye Chen is here. Thinking of this, people think it's possible. After all, I heard that not long ago, Whitebeard also invited Ye Chen to participate in some tea party. But when everyone looked in the direction where the sound came from, and found that the person calling was just a guy wearing a straw hat, they were all dumbfounded. Who is this? Straw Hat Luffy. Yes, it is the protagonist Luffy. And Zoro and others beside Luffy patted their face with their hands very helplessly. Hey, this captain can really mess around. Luffy, you idiot, what are you doing here? Seeing his younger brother Luffy unexpectedly appeared in Marineford, Ace was not only moved, but also angry. Read more at hotmtlnovel.zi. Anyone can be injured in an accident, but his brother can't. He doesn't want to repeat the same mistakes that Sabo did a few years ago. It can also be seen from this that although Luffy and Ace are not related by blood, they are closer than their brothers. Of course I'm here to save you. Luffy responded. He doesn't care if he is a pirate, and this is Marine headquarters, Marineford. In order to save Ace, even in Longtan Tiger's den, he has to break into it. It's really brotherly love. When others saw this scene, they were all moved by the emotions of the brothers of Ace and Luffy, but five elders only let out a cold snort when they saw this scene. It seems that this Straw Hat pirate group cannot stay either. Somewhere. Secret base of the Revolutionary Army. Ace. Sabo clenched his fists. When he saw Luffy desperately rushing to Marine headquarters in an attempt to save Ace, he even had an urge to rush to Malinvander immediately. But he still held back. He knows that it is not yet his chance to appear on the stage. Moreover, he has more important things to do. Revolution. Yes, it is the revolution. After many years in the Revolutionary Army, the most precious thing Sabo has learned is forbearance. A small leak will sink a great ship. In the waters between the Chambord Islands and Marin Vatican. On a huge ship. Sure enough, Luffy also rushed over. Everything was within Ye Chen's expectations. The development of the plot now does not deviate much from the original. It seems that if nothing happens, Whitebeard is in the top war. I'm afraid he will fall. Alas. Zero find flowers zero. Ye Chen couldn't help but sigh when he thought of the death of Whitebeard. Although he and Whitebeard only met once and didn't have much friendship. But Whitebeard's boldness and style still made him very admired. There is only one Whitebeard in this world. If he falls, I am afraid that this world will have to be more lonely. As for the later Blackbeard, in the eyes of Ye Chen, it was just a clown. Just when Ye Chen sighed. On Malinvander's side, the top war that shocked the world has officially started. Bump me, Whitebeard ordered. He actually wanted to take advantage of the huge main ship, the Moby Dick, and rush directly to the Marine headquarters, Malinvander. 0. After learning Whitebeard's purpose, how can Marine bear it? HMPH, do you want to land on Marlin Vandal so easily? It's not so easy. Aokiji was the first one who couldn't help it. With a cold snort, he stood up from Admiral's position, then jumped off the platform, and quickly swept toward the sea. After coming to the beach, he also didn't talk nonsense, and directly used his powerful frozen fruit ability. Ice Age. A scream, a chill, erupted from Aokiji's body. Then, a jaw-dropping scene appeared. The entire sea, under his influence, was frozen quickly. Frozen. Yes, the entire sea surface was frozen. The huge sea is completely frozen, and even the shape of the waves is clearly visible. Wow. As expected of Aokiji, one of Marine's 3 Admiral. So amazing. Is this the strength of Marine 3 Admiral? Who said that Marine 3 Admiral is not as capable as the 4 Emperors? Stand up and see if I will blow his head. People were shocked by the hand revealed by Aokiji. On the side of the Whitebeard pirate group, because the entire sea was frozen and the ship was unable to move, the plan to land on the beach, which was planned at the beginning, was so stranded. Of course not. Goo la 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 la, little Aokiji, it's ridiculous. Children, take my weapon. When Whitebeard saw this, he burst into laughter. Force. Chapter 149. After people cut his huge weapon, Kong Yun, one of the 12 great knives, and carried it to his hand, he slashed directly to the sea without saying a word. Break it for me. This knife contained the unmatched power of shock fruit, and when it bombarded the frozen sea, it was naturally abrupt and crushed the ice. The frozen sea was forced out by Whitebeard. Bump lousy hard. Whitebeard ordered again. Yes. The Whitebeard pirates, united in one. The Moby Dick rushed towards Malinvander at an extremely fast speed. Boom. With a loud noise, the Moby Dick ran into Marin Vando. The entire Marin Vatican was shaking violently, as if a major earthquake had occurred. The wall built on the outskirts of Marin Vando also collapsed under the violent impact of the Moby Dick 203. Damn. That's okay. F***CK, this login method is awesome. Ahahaha, you deserve to be Whitebeard, this is the style that the great Whitebeard should have. This is too handsome. Whitebeard is Whitebeard. Just do it. The people gathered in the Chambord Island saw this scene through the huge screen, and it was an instant climax. In this way, Haki's landing method directly hit Marine headquarters, Malinvander, and probably only Whitebeard could do it. Wow. Marine on the island was taken aback. Although Whitebeard was their enemy, they were deeply shocked by Whitebeard's landing on Malin Vatican in this Haki manner. Humph. As for Aokiji, what else can he say when he sees this? The frozen ice was broken open by Whitebeard with a single stab, which only shows that his strength is still so much worse than that of Whitebeard. As for Akainu, who was wounded with a bandage on his chest, his face was gloomy when he saw Aokiji slumped. I don't know whether he was displeased because Aokiji humiliated Marine, or he was strongly dissatisfied with Whitebeard's actions. Or, both. On the contrary, it was Kizaru, with a okay face, still looking like a fool. If it weren't for Marine 3 Admiral and couldn't find an excuse to escape, he really didn't intend to make do with this top war. Because it's too much trouble. After the Moby Dick rushed to Malinvander, other ships of the Whitebeard pirate group naturally followed and arrived one after another. Read more at hotmtlnovel.zi. Only at this moment did Marine on the island react. The Whitebeard pirates of damn it, dare to break into our Marine headquarters like this, Malinvando. Kill, take this opportunity to take down the Whitebeard pirates. Malinfin's most tens of thousands of Marines, regardless of their position, whether they have the strength or not, are full of enthusiasm at this moment. They have long wanted to kill the big pirates and make merit. Now, the Whitebeard pirate group is here to send them to the door. Isn't it the best time for them to make merit? For a time, all Marines were restless. Shut up, Marine. However, Whitebeard just yelled at this. Immediately afterwards, a wave of Conqueror's Haki that was even visible to the naked eye burst out of him. Boom. Conqueror's Haki rushed down. Suddenly, Marineford went up, and a large area of Marine foamed and fainted to the ground. Even the slightly stronger Marine was pale or purple under the impact of Conqueror's Haki. Obviously, they can barely resist this Haki. Inverted. With another angry shout, Marine, who was still struggling to persevere, finally couldn't bear the impact of Conqueror's Haki and fell to the ground one after another. The people who gathered on the Chambord Archipelago Square to watch the live broadcast were stunned. Is this also okay? This is only a moment, and there are only 1/10 of the tens of thousands of Marines left. Another part of the Marine did not fall because they were near the execution platform, far away from the sea. Others did not faint because of the shelter of strong men such as Marshal Sengoku and Marine San Admiral. The Marine headquarters Marshal Sengoku on the high platform naturally couldn't bear this scene. If the war hasn't started, all Marines have fallen to the ground. How can this be done? Whitebeard, you are so bold. An angry shout suddenly sounded, and Sengoku also burst into an unrivaled Haki, welcoming Whitebeard's Haki Zero. Boom. The two Hakis collided, cancel each other out. At this time, the disastrously faced Marines just felt better. What is this? Is this Whitebeard's Haki? It can still cause continuous damage. This is too powerful. Do not care. Kill. I didn't know it was the Marine, and roared. Suddenly, countless Marines who were not unconscious, or with swords or guns in their hands, rushed towards the Whitebeard pirate group. These Marines, under the impact of Whitebeard's Conqueror's Haki, did not immediately go into a coma, which is enough to prove that their strength is not bad. The captain of the 15th squad of the Whitebeard pirates, naturally he dare not care about this. With an order, all the members of the Whitebeard pirate group jumped from the ship to the land, fought with Marine, and started fighting. The captains of the Whitebeard pirate group also took advantage of this opportunity to show their fists and abilities. As this Marco the Phoenix, too powerful. Foil Bistar, according to rumors, kendo skills are comparable to the existence of Mahawk Hawkeye. Damn, Diamond Joe's has rushed over, get away. Don't shoot, guns are useless to him. Monsters, how can we deal with these monsters? When the Marine soldiers screamed again and again, Shichibukai, who had been sitting in a high position, finally stood up under the award of 5 elders. Even Akainu and Kizaru joined the battlefield. Of course, the latter was forced into the battlefield by Akainu. Moreover, Akainu's target is not the captain of the Whitebeard pirates, Marco and others, but Whitebeard. Naturally, Aokiji would not let Akainu take the lead, and when he saw it, he also ran towards the Moby Dick. Good chance. Upon seeing this, Robin of the protagonist group couldn't help but speak. As the IQ of the protagonist team, he knows that this is an excellent opportunity. The collision of Conqueror's Haki between the two top powerhouses is like a trick between masters. The victory or defeat is in an instant, but it can't tolerate the slightest distraction. In this way, even if Marine Marshal Buddha Sengoku is not far from Ace, he cannot be distracted and deal with other people who want to save Ace. Chapter 150. It can be said that the current situation is the best time for Luffy and his party to rescue Ace. At first, Zoro and the others were extremely painful when they saw Ace with a Marine Marshal Sengoku beside him. They didn't know how to rescue Ace from turning into Marine Marshal Sengoku. Now, everything is much easier. Of course, Luffy wouldn't care about that much. He only knew that they had only one purpose for pretending to break into Marineford this time, and that was to rescue Ace. It is good. Luffy gave an order, Zoro and others nodded one after another, and then they followed their captain Luffy without hesitation. No way. Who made Luffy their captain? To keep up with such a captain, they naturally can only ignore life and death. Besides, what is their relationship with Luffy? Luffy's brother is not their brother too. If you want to save people, let's talk about it after we pass. Marine, who was guarding near the execution platform, saw someone trying to take the opportunity to rescue Ace, so they naturally stopped him. Grongoran, rocket launcher. Oh 9. When Luffy saw this, he was not at all polite. He displayed the rubber fruits ability, a rocket launcher, and directly blasted many Marine soldiers. 108 Trouble Wind, Devil Wind Foot. 30 rounds of flowers. The other members of the Straw Hat Pirate group naturally followed suit. As a result, fierce battles took place both at the seaside and inside. The whole Malin Vatican is so lively. Luffy, just leave these guys to us, you can go Ace. Yeah, Luffy, your good brother Ace will be yours soon. The timid Usopp and Chopper are also finally handsome. Okay. Luffy was very moved by this, but he nodded and rushed to the execution platform under the cover of his partner. Ace, here I am. Excited Luffy said loudly. Luffy, you. Although Ace was wounded all over the world and pained every word he said, he was still deeply moved by Luffy's actions. Damn it. Sengoku, who is still fighting Conqueror's Haki against Whitebeard, sees Luffy rushing to the execution platform, but he is helpless. Garp, don't you do this. Sengoku spoke angrily to the indifferent Garp. The others, even the current Marine General Staff Crane, and her righteous sister Taudu, are already on the battlefield. Only Garp remained indifferent. Do it. Read more at hotmtlnovel.zi. Oh, of course you have to do it. Oh, my stomach hurts. It must be an old problem and I can't move my hands. Garp looked like a playwright, covering his stomach with a pained expression. Nonsense. Let him do something to his two grandsons. How is this possible? If it was in the sea, he met these two grandsons who were unworthy and went to be pirates, he might use the iron fist of love to teach them both. But in this case, let him stop Luffy. How is this possible? Garp, you. In this regard, Sengoku is also speechless. But no way. Garp is his old friend for many years after all, he can only bear it. Besides, what he was asked to do was really not kind enough. However, Five Elders, who was hiding in the crowd, saw Garp deliberately push away, and he didn't want to make a move, and his face suddenly showed dissatisfaction. Withdraw. In order to free up and stop Luffy, in desperation, Sengoku, who fought Whitebeard, had to withdraw Conqueror's Haki ahead of time. Gum la 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 la, it seems that I am one better. Before Whitebeard had finished speaking, Akainu and Aokiji had already rushed onto the Moby Dick. In fact, he had noticed both of them a long time ago. It can be said that Sengoku withdrew Conqueror's Haki early, which is equivalent to doing him a big favor. Otherwise, he continues to fight Sengoku against Conqueror's Haki, and he will surely be succeeded by Akainu and Aokiji. Whitebeard, die, Akainu roared. A magma fist hit Whitebeard's face. Akainu, you climb for Lousy, Lousy came first. Aokiji said so, but still cooperated with Akainu and shot Whitebeard together. Get Lousy off. Whitebeard let out a roar, and the clouds in his hands swept forward. The power of Kong Yunchi is matched with the unmatched power of Shock Fruit. Suddenly, the void was cracked. Numerous tiny black cracks appeared in the air. When, bang, Akainu and Aokiji were suddenly taken off the Moby Dick and flew off. What is possible? Akainu Admiral and Aokiji Admiral are teaming up, but they are not Whitebeard's opponents. The Marines were stunned. Akainu and Aokiji, but Marine San Admiral. They know how strong their strength is. However, even if the two of them joined forces, they were blown away by Whitebeard. This is too shocking. Isn't it that Whitebeard has reached the point where it is exhausted, and that he still has such a strong strength? Indeed, Whitebeard has reached the point where the oil is exhausted, but the skinny camel is bigger than the horse. Isn't it the two of Akainu and Aokiji who joined forces? It is not so easy to take him down. Of course, the reason why Whitebeard broke out with all his strength and shook Akainu and Aokiji from the mobile was mainly because he did not want the battle between the three of them to destroy the mobile. Therefore, after shaking off Akainu and Aokiji, Whitebeard also jumped from the ship and landed on the ground. Bang! Whitebeard's body was much larger than ordinary people, and when he landed, it immediately made the whole earth tremble. Some Marines couldn't stand still and were shocked directly to the ground. Wow! Seeing this scene, people once again made an uproar. Is this Whitebeard, the hero of the first generation? Even the landing posture is so unmatched. Haki is unmatched, so handsome. Next, Shichibukai, Marine Admiral and others will take turns to work on Whitebeard. All this is not much different from the original work. Of course, to say that it is different, there are also big differences. That is, in Shichibukai, the most arrogant Doflamingo is missing. After Doflamingo joined the Black Duck Pirates, he abandoned Shichibukai's identity a long time ago, so it is naturally impossible for Five Elders to mobilize him. It may be because of the lack of a strong player Doflamingo, or it may be because the Empress, Hawkeye, etc., who just acted and did not really display their full strength against Whitebeard. Therefore, Whitebeard didn't get beaten up like in the original book. Instead, he grew stronger and became stronger as he fought. In the end, he even forced Marine 3 Admiral and had to join forces against him, but even so, he still couldn't stop it.